Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
Okay.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
And welcome back to another Wednesday night RSG Star Wars Galaxy Heroes Wednesday night stream. I'm Ranger J 1999, your host, part of the RSG crew. Glad to have everybody here. It's Wednesday, it's hump day, it's time to get things started. Joining me as always is the one and only troll extraordinaire, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman.
Once again, reporting live from a hotel room.
That's right, because Finn is in North Kakalaki.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be visiting with Miss McVenom tomorrow.
That's
Hooray!
Yeah, so really Finn's there because he wanted to get some Krispy Kreme donuts. That's really his only ulterior motive.
That's right.
Work schmirk, Krispy Kreme, good. Yeah.
I do like Krispy Kreme. I have been good, though. So I've been in our Discord that we have set up for those that donated either to the GoFundMe or to the ATS campaign. I have a channel that I'm showing my progress. And every day I have been hitting my goals on my Fitbit. Every single day.
Okay.
Despite everything else, I've been good. I am training for the half marathon.
Okay. That being said, let us introduce who else is going to be on the panel, then get through the mechanisms. We've, of course, got Sir Loki, the lightsaber builder, out there somewhere in TV land.
Yes, I am.
Hey, glad to have you here, Loki. How's everything going?
It's good, man. Super busy. I will also be in North Carolina next week. Unfortunately, missing Finn, but I'll be there.
No, you're not missing out on anything. You're fine.
Yay!
And last but not least, who is also not being visited by Finn, taking the place, but not permanently, but she's always welcome because we love her so much, the lovely Ouchie Dumplings here.
Hello.
Now, Finn will not be visiting you this time as well. Your thoughts. Go, Ouchie.
Well, I cried for about 2 days. But I just want you to know y'all would be proud of me. I am hitting my goals every day of taking a nap for at least 3 hours.
Oh, good, good.
And eating Rocky Road ice cream.
Okay, good. See what you've done, Finn? Hope you're happy, Finn, that you've ruined another life.
I'm sorry, Ouchie. I tried.
It's fine. It's fine. It's really fine.
It's fine, Ouchie. You know, you don't need Finn in your life.
There's plenty of ice cream at the grocery store. It's all good.
Rocky Road, mint chocolate chip, whatever you need, Ouchie. You do you. All right, let's get through the mechanisms of how this all works. If you have questions, go ahead and put those into the chat. Dr. Finn Medicine Woman will scoop those up, and we'll get to all the questions after we cover all the news. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up on the video. It helps get our content out there. So stop what you're doing right now. Go hit the thumbs up. Help spread the RSG message out to the YouTube gaming world. If you haven't already, subscribe. Helps our channel grow, helps the community grow. So if you like the content and we do a lot of live streaming and you want to know when, subscribe, hit that bell icon, bam, you got it. And then you'll know every time we're doing a live stream. And we do a lot of live streaming, folks. And then last but not least, if you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, we've got a Patreon page, $5 and on up. If you'd like to come support the channel in that endeavor and that way, please go to the Patreon, go to the Patreon page, and you can become a Patreon. Now we have the ACS stuff. And did you want to cover some of that now, or wait till the end of the show?
We can cover it right now. So we are raising money still for the American Cancer Society. I just realized the links and stuff aren't in the page. I'm going to do that right now in the description. But we are raising money for the American Cancer Society. We are running a half marathon. I'll discuss it more later once I actually update the description and put it in the links.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
But yes, we are good. Yeah, we are raising money for the ACS, the American Cancer Society. It's a great organization, and we're glad to be a part of it. All right. That being said, let's get into the shout out word of the day. We got our Twitter question of the day. We got a bunch of stuff. So, Finn, what is the shout out word of the day?
Good question. I think we decided on 20, right?
Yes, 20.
Yes. So the shout out word of the day is 20.
Yes.
TWENTY. 20. Don't type the number. You have to write out the word.
You have to write out the word. Don't be lazy. We won't count it.
Yeah, so if you write out the numbers, it's not going to work. So again, the shout out word of the day is 20. TWENTY.
That's right.
We'll get into why we have 20 as the word of the day. So we'll go through that shortly here.
So if you would like your name shouted out, then type in the word 20 in there, and we will scoop up those here, and we will shout out your name here in a few minutes.
That's right.
Now, we also have a Twitter question. And what is the Twitter question this week, Finn?
So, I am going to be visiting Miss McVenom tomorrow. So the Twitter question is, what kind of shenanigans do you want to see myself and Tiff McVenom get into? And so go to our Twitter page. The handle is Reality Skewed Gamers with no vowels in the Skewed in Gamers. So it's Reality SKWD GMRS. You can see it on the screen there as well. So please go to the Twitter page and put in your responses on what kind of shenanigans you would like to see from myself and Miss McVenom. I have some ideas of hopefully stuff we can record. It just depends on how much time and stuff we have. Some fun videos that we can put up on the RT channel.
That's right. Okay, so go ahead and get your shout out words in. A lot of stuff happening. We got some new updates in the game, which we're going to cover here in a moment. I think we should let Alchie read the shout out words. What do you think, Dr. Finn? Because I think it's like warm. It's like mother's milk for Loki.
I am okay with that. Let me get you our Patreon shout outs. Where do you want me to put it for you, Alchie?
You have to do it in Discord because I'm away from the computer.
Okay, so I will PM you with our Patreon shout outs first.
And somewhere Loki right now is just joygasming.
Oh, not yet.
Can't wait.
But soon, maybe.
The anticipation is worse than the actual thing.
Okay, so that is our Patreon shout outs. And then I will work on getting our chat shout outs while you're reading those.
Alrighty. Well, an extra special thank you to you Patreons for keeping this ship afloat. And the thanks especially go to Chopper BZ, Clone Troop 211, Contingent 33, Corinth, Darth Teflon, Harbinger, Maz Kanata, Pete Lamb, Ryrock, Revenator, Rose Taco, / Van Rhodes, Spaceman Tim, Tangent, Tallywhack, Tenebris, The Tor, Walter Arnold, Warbobby, and Zarathustra.
Thank you.
Wait, there wasn't an R after the T. Zarathustra?
Yes.
Does that R come
Thrusta.
and go?
Oh.
Because sometimes is there an R after the TH, and then sometimes there's not.
That's not argument. Keep track of that stuff, Alchie. Good lord.
Anyway, thanks to you guys.
Thank you very much.
My laptop is going slow. Give me 1 second. I'm getting the chat shout outs here. There we go.
Somewhere Loki pulled off the side of the road and fell asleep with a smile on his face.
It's like Christmas.
It really is.
You know, we're like in Discord every night, and Loki never shows up. So I don't know if this theory is correct.
You think he's not there, but he's a lurker, Alchie. You never know.
Scooby says, "Where's my shout out? Are you a Patreon, Scooby?"
Do we miss Scooby as a Patreon?
I don't think so. I don't think he's a Patreon.
These are just the Patreon
That's the
ones.
Patreon shoutouts. We haven't done the chat shoutouts yet. Chat shoutouts are coming.
Oh. Okay, yeah, he goes, oh.
Okay, so here are the chat shoutouts.
Damn, Hideous is just mean. He says, if not, you have to wait like everyone else.
Ouch, he missed a lot. Yeah, I just, skimmed the whole list and only read a few.
Just the one she likes.
Okay, got this. Okay, here they come, Miss Alexi Dumpling. There we go.
Oh boy. Wait, you're still typing. Is there more coming?
No, I don't know why it's saying I'm typing. It's just the one giant list.
All right.
So if there
Now
are
for-
any extras that come in, I'll put them in at the end as like a separate post. After you.
Okay. Now for all the rest of you impatient people,
Mm-hmm.
here are the shout outs for the people who correctly typed the word of the day. Atomic Fish, Caligula Pippin Padaloxidocobulus. That's as good as it's going to get from me. Draco. Hey, Clone Troop 211. And Contingent 33. D Perks. Decepticons. Dark Side Ranger J 1999. Darth Hideous. Darth Bob. Dexatronic. Durgan.
Durgan.
Force Master 77. From Planet No OT or Newt. I don't know. There's an O that's strangely capitalized. Grim. Helenix from UWLL, Corellia, and the GRDS, which sounds like a gastrointestinal disease.
It sounds very medical-y.
Mm-hmm. Hogzilla.
Yeah.
I Bong Hard. Jason Hobby. Jason Hummel. JLY9, John Davies, John Moran, Calician, Kashmir, Cavillsmith, Lord Megatron, with lots of squiggles above his letters, Mali, Maz Kanata, Miss Farquhar, one of my partners in crime, Mighty Joe, or Might Joe, might be Mighty, Nick De La Rosa, Ouchie Dumpling, that's me.
Who it is?
Rasa 972, Red 5, Remy Vinet, or Vinette, if you pronounce the T, Revenator, Ryozoba XJ, RSG Vormax, Sanely Red, Scooby, there are you happy now, Scooby? Silverbolt, Flashman Rhodes, Takedown Games, The Tor, Travis Anderson, Vito Anto, Walter Arnold, What Else 73, Zombie 7469 TX, Xylo 1111, Bimasu, Chris Kako, and Paul Morgan.
Yeah, Bimatsu was all like, he should get my name. Well, you became in after all the shoutouts were done, knucklehead.
You made it, Bimasu.
We didn't forget about you, so quit your wah. All right, so that's the shoutouts. Check out the Twitter question. Thank you, Ouchie, the lovely Ouchie, for doing that. So Ouchie's going to be hanging out with us as we delve into the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes news. But before we do that, I have got to show this video. This is my apprentice, my young dark side user. And what's he doing? He's watching RSG. So I'm going to play this little video real quick. This is our good friend of the show, guest, Xylo Takedown, and my young apprentice watching RSG. Just look at him, Finn. Becoming more evil by the moment.
He's adorable, and he loves Grande more than you.
That's not true.
He is mesmerized by Grande. That's what it is.
He's mesmerized by my...
mesmerized by Grande.
He's mesmerized by my spectacular playing.
No! Grande. It's Grande's voice. It's very soothing for him.
What you doing?
Look at him, look back, like, yeah.
No,
Evil.
Hey, watching. Hey.
Evil. Alright. I just wanted to show that because I thought that was great from Xylo. My young apprentice is the best apprentice ever. Don't even try. All right. So that's Xylo's My Young Apprentice being highlighted, watching the reality skit gamers. All right. So let's get into the news. We've got.
Well, before we get into the news, I've seen a couple people mention it. I did shave the kind of the beard stuff.
Yeah, been actually groomed.
I had work stuff. I had to look kind of normal.
Yeah, you couldn't look all hippie. All right.
I'll probably grow it out again, as I don't need to actually go into work a lot of times. So working remote has its benefits that I don't have to shave very often. So I'll probably let it start growing out again. Also, I was traveling by air, and the longer it grows out, the more people think I'm a terrorist. So it's kind of.
Oh my gosh, Finn.
Hey, it's true. I'm not going to pretend.
Oh dear.
Us brown people have to worry about our facial hair.
Can we get to the Galaxy Hero stuff?
Do you see a clean-shaven brown person listed as a terrorist? Like, it doesn't happen. They all have like these giant beards and stuff. I'm not. I know what it appears. So, yeah.
Are you done?
But if you walk around with like holding your porg, it'll be all right.
That's true.
Yeah, that'll make it all better.
Yeah, no one would suspect a porg. No one would suspect.
Good Lord. All right, so the first one we've got is Get the Nod, Ace.
All right.
So this
So
is...
we don't have to necessarily read this one. This is just to kind of keep everyone abreast of what was going on during the week. And so what it started out with was a post by Crumb as they were coming out of the holidays. They weren't done yet, but it's kind of just getting towards the end of it, where he put out a clue for everyone. Now I'm going to probably, let me see if I can find the number because I forgot what it is, but there was a new CG dev on Reddit and the forums, and it was CG EVS, and I can't remember the number after it. But we had another dev that kind of collaborated with Crumb in order to do a clue. And actually, it was pretty interesting. Did they not hear me?
They say you sound like you're talking out of a Dixie cup.
Well, okay.
There's nothing we can do, guys. He's at a hotel.
No,
and
there is a way. There is a way. I have to switch to my phone, but I'm afraid that it's going to get worse. Hold on. Let me see if I can switch to my phone here and get it better. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll try to switch this.
Always waiting on Finn.
I know. Well, let me cover it before then we can start the discussion. Then I'll try to switch it. But really quick, he put up a post saying that there's a clue, and I kind of worked on the clue too when I woke up. And essentially, first part said "scoundrels for life," and then it got a little complicated. He brought out another clue that showed a pig in order to figure out that was a particular way to decode it. And eventually, it got to our next post, which we can have the discussion on while I switch my mic, which is...
Just wait on you, Finn.
Yeah, well, you can go to the next one.
Hans Millennium Falcon is coming.
There we go. So, Miss Ouchie, actually, I should send you the agenda, shouldn't I? So you have this. I'll send you.
I'm a easy go with the flow kind of person.
Well, that way you can read the post, because I'm sure out there.
Okay, but I can just pull up the forum here. It's right here.
Yeah, I just sent it the whole agenda to you. So we're on the second part of number 6, the Hans Millennium Falcon. And I'm going to switch my mic in the meantime while Loki listens to Ouchie.
Ah, wait, whoa. Now there's a zillion things in my Discord.
It's called the
Because
agenda.
it doesn't come through like, okay, let me count. 1, 2, 3.
That's normal, Ouchie.
It'll be the second one. It'll be the second link. It's the Han
Right,
one.
I see it. All right, so this is just the congratulations for people solving the puzzle. Hi, Holotable Heroes. Congratulations on solving a very hard Crumbs Clues last Friday. It was incredible. I'm going to put quotes around that. To watch, and a special congrats to those who rallied many folks on the forums, Discord, or Reddit to help get across the finish line. You probably know by now that the original trilogy Millennium Falcon is coming to the holotables. Han's Millennium Falcon will be piloted by Han Solo from the guild raid The Pit, and Chewbacca from the legendary event One Famous Wookiee. Stay tuned to the official forums for news on who you'll need to unlock Han's Millennium Falcon and the start date for this exciting legendary event.
Well read. Loki just died. So we knew that the Falcon was coming. No shock. We've been saying this for a while. We kind of figured this is the direction they were going. Then we get to the next post. Loki, you still with us or are you drooling? Good job, Balchi. You killed Loki.
Oh, dear.
Amazing.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Can you hear me? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Sound good?
No,
Yeah.
it sounds worse.
It sounds worse.
There's no way.
I'm sorry. It's fine.
Okay. Hopefully it's better and it doesn't sound like I speak into a cheap Dixie cup. More expensive Dixie cup is better.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So that leads to our next post, which was bounty hunters. We don't need this scum here. Right, sir?
Do you want me to read this one too?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind, please.
Now, which version of this one are we reading? Can we read the
You
original
can read
one?
the final one. You can read the final one. We'll discuss it. So
Okay.
we'll have a discussion here.
Bounty hunters, we don't need their scum. Lord Vader has resorted to hiring the scum of the universe. I put a "the" in because it's missing out of that sentence.
Mm-hmm.
To capture his target, gather any 4 ships from the bounty hunter faction.
Stop. There are only 4 ships.
Okay, so I am actually okay with the wording on this post.
I am not.
Okay, so here is why. I don't know if you remember, but I actually pointed this out like 3 weeks ago as what I thought was going to happen with the Millennium Falcon.
We knew it was
And
going to
what I
happen.
thought what I thought was going to happen is that they would make 4 ships mandatory for the Millennium Falcon, right?
Mhm.
And it would actually probably be fairly difficult at 7-star to beat the event with 4 ships. But the next time the event came around, chances are they might be a 5th or even a 6th ship. And so they list any 4 right now, but the next time the event comes, there will still be a minimum of 4, but now you could bring in potentially a 5th ship or a 6th ship to use for the event.
Yeah, that's
So
nice
what
try,
I-
Finn. I'm sorry, but gather any 4
No,
ships.
this is
Then they could
Well,
have
this is
worded
what I
it
said
differently.
before.
Sorry, they could have said it
right.
differently.
The wording would be the same now down the line, right? Where it's a minimum of 4 ships in order to do the event. Right now, we only have 4, so people are saying that it sounds kind of silly, right? But if you think about it, the next time the event comes, let's say in 3 months, the event comes back, now you have 5 or 6 ships that can potentially be done or used for this event,
can
right?
still
but
say
it's
that,
still
but this-
any 4 bounty hunter ships. How else would you
No,
word it
Finn.
so the wording would be consistent for this time as well as the next time the event comes? Because if they make it so you can only use 4 ships, right? The next time the event comes, if there's 6 bounty hunter ships or 5 bounty hunter ships,
Yeah, it's
they'll
easy.
point back to the post
No, it's
and
easy.
say that you said only 4 ships.
Use the current line of available bounty hunter ships.
Right. So then the next time it comes out, does that mean that 6 ships are mandatory since there's now 6 bounty hunters?
Or you just say last time you could use 4. Now we've expanded the roster so you can use more this time.
But what if they still only need a minimum of 4
But it
ships?
just
Is what I'm saying, right?
Finn, you're talking semantics, man. It says gather 84
Yeah, but
ships. There's
actually,
only
this is
4
one of the few
ships.
times that I'm actually okay with the semantics.
Oh
Can you
my
believe that?
God.
I am
No.
actually okay with the semantics on this one.
It doesn't matter to
Because
me.
they-
I just think it's funny that they say gather any, and they highlight it in caps any
Right.
for ships.
Yeah,
They're like,
I
well,
think
there's only
that's the
4
point
ships.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people are losing the focus on because they're focusing on the any 4 ships and the fact that we have 4 ships right now. But what they're hopefully trying to do
All right, we're-
is keep it so that you're focusing not just on the 4 ships
Okay,
part, but it's
I
that
thought it
it's
was
any 4
funny.
ships and the wording
Okay,
works for anything in the
okay, this
future.
is stupid. We're moving on. I'm not arguing this
Well, as
ridiculous
Grim
point.
pointed out just now in the chat, it
I
used
just
to
thought
say
it was
any
funny.
3.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
so they
like,
did have a typo where it said 3 and they updated it to 4.
all right, please,
Hi, Loki. We can see Loki now.
please continue on, Algie.
Um,
Can we point out that we can see Loki now? We need to say hi to Loki.
Hi, Loki.
We have
Is
My
Loki in
mic
there?
work?
Hey, there's Loki! Holy moly! The sexy Buddha himself has
I
showed
look
up.
just like my drawing, right?
Wait a minute. Finn and
Yeah, you
Loki look kind of the same here. Wait a minute.
What the hell? All brown people look the same to you? That's
No,
awful.
y'all both have kind of darkened beard. I don't know what to say.
See? There we go. All brown people kind of look the same.
Yes, they do, Finn.
All right. So I figured we would talk about this a little bit, but I think that they're just trying to keep the wording so it's the same the next time it comes around.
I just thought it was funny.
Everyone, well, the other reason that I'm pointing that out is because that probably means that they're going to release more bounty hunter ships. So we could see one for Django.
Right.
I mean, we could see another.
Finn, we're
Slave
moving
One.
on. This is not something I'm going to talk about for 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. I just thought it was funny.
Why? But there's another part to this too that I think you're
I don't
missing.
think there is, Finn.
They're providing a capital ship for you. That could be the next capital ship that's coming out into the game too.
Well, I was
So I'm
trying to
sure
get
when
to
this
that
comes
point,
out-
but you want to stay on this other one, so let's move on.
Well,
But-
there's a lot of stuff in this post. That's
Listen,
how short it
Finn,
is.
I want Ouchie to read and Loki to smile. No one cares about you and your trimmed beard and crap.
But she's already read this one.
I only read like 2
I
sentences.
know. I tried Ouchie. You deal with him.
Oh, well, that's because Ranger interrupted you. See, Ranger is the one that interrupted you.
Just to say something real
See,
quick.
I just went from there, but Ranger is the one that
Oh, my
interrupted.
God. Please continue, Ouchie. I'm going to...
All right. Gather any 4 ships from the Bounty Hunter faction to hunt down this legendary ship and earn blueprints of Han's Millennium Falcon. We will provide a capital ship for you to use during the event, but you will also need to own any valid capital ship of the correct star level to enter. Stay tuned for more news on the start of this exciting legendary event.
Well, it is what we thought it would be. So you're going to need the bounty hunter ships. Now, it is a legendary, so that means that you'll be able to get this with 5-star unlocks. I will not be getting the ship. I'm farming Houndstooth, but I'm not even touching the other 2. Not even close. Not even bothered. I got other characters and stuff I'm working toward. Not even on my radar. So I will not be getting the Millennium Falcon. And you know what? It doesn't bother me. I don't know. Loki, you probably have all these ships done. What do you think?
I don't. I think my Xanadu blood is 6-star, maybe barely, and my whatever the IG-88 ship is, that's not even close. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait. I mean, what we got 14 days? Is that what it is?
Yeah, there is a pack out there. It's a bounty hunter pack, but
14 days. So I'm assuming I have 14 days to decide if I'm gonna go for it. But maybe the ship sucks. I don't know yet.
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a legendary ship. I think it's going to be a really good ship. We haven't seen the blueprints or anything of it, its kit or what it's going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be an excellent ship. I don't know if it's going to be a starting one or reinforcement, but it's going to be really good.
What meta are you guys on your ship shard right now? Because my ship shard's on like 3 or 4 metas right now.
Yeah, it's a mixture of...
Hard to keep-
Yeah, it's some of it's still the old Geo meta. A lot of it's the Houndtooth with the Geos, or Chimera with Houndstooth and different lineups with that. There's a few timeout fleets as well, so it's kind of a little bit all over the place, which kind of cool. You get something different in ships fleets every day. It's not a big priority for me. I get top 20, I'm like done, So I do my battles until I'm top 20, maybe top 10, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm in my shard chat, but I'm like, guys, don't worry about me. I could go higher, but I'm just not focused on ships, so
if it helps with so my meta is all, I think it's Mace right now, so it's Mace timeout.
Yeah.
With Houndstooth, and then everybody's got Ahsoka coming off the bench now, which is a pain in the ass. I don't know. I mean, if it helps with that meta, maybe I'll go for it. But right now, the Mace one, there's about 3 or 4 different Mace fleets I'm seeing right now. So it's either Xanadu Blood starter with Ahsoka off the bench, or it goes. I couldn't even tell you. It's like Plo and.
Anakin's ship's not a part of that?
I'm sorry?
I'm about to say Anakin's ship's not a part of that?
So here's the deal, right? Is Ahsoka's ship right now is super OP. So sometimes Anakin doesn't even come off the bench, honestly. I mean, Ahsoka Rex. So I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm not seeing a lot of Tarkin Thrawn anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know.
It's strange because that's weird. The counter is Chimera with heavy offensive ships. You know,
yeah, it just depends. I mean, if you got Ahsoka coming off the bench, then Mace does his ultimate, like, I don't know, turn 4, which is you can't keep up with it. And then Chimera will get the ultimate off, and then ultimate Houndstooth. But at that point, everybody has protection up like 3 or 4 times, and everybody has retribution all the time. So it's like whoever you attack on that fleet is going to counterattack you, and you're just dying. And Chimera can't keep up with it anymore.
That's why Cassian's Ewing is such an important ship to face against that, because he comes off the bench, wipes it all out, and then you're just burning. It's one key opponent I've been telling people is Cassian's Ewing is the nullifier of that fleet.
Yeah, I don't know. If it disrupts the Mace meta, then I might go for it, but I'm gonna wait. We have 14 days to figure it out. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we haven't seen the kit yet, so we don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But we did expect that the 4 bounty hunter ships were going to be a part of this. I mean, is anybody shocked here? I mean, really?
I wasn't shocked by anything. Like the clue led to Millennium Falcon, which is really not a surprise. Han and Chewie are the pilots. That's not really a surprise. Bounty hunters being needed for it. Not really a surprise. So all of this was really kind of anticlimactic for what turned out to be kind of a really difficult puzzle that Crumbs put together. And it was a little bit of a letdown at the end, which I think kind of fit with what's been going on in the community in general lately, especially with like territory wars. Like all this build up for hopefully something new, and just led to something that we all kind of figured was coming anyways, because they gave like 800 hints that the OG Millennium Falcon was coming. Mm-hmm. So I think it was kind of. Does
this count as the first legendary ship? Because wasn't Vader's ship part of the tournaments back in the day? I don't know.
This is the first legendary. Well, it's the first legendary regular ship, because
right?
the other one was Chimera.
Oh, that's right.
Chimera was the capital ship. Yeah. So Chimera was the first kind of just general ship, like any ship, but this is going to be the first regular ship. Well, assuming Millennium Falcon is a regular ship and not somehow being classified as a capital ship, which I would doubt, but I would never put it past it. I thought some people putting a suggestion, I think it was Grim, that says that you could just have the Millennium Falcon attached onto an Imperial destroyer and call it a capital ship.
Hell yeah.
You just see Millennium Falcon stuck on that. And part of it would be pretty neat if you have like an Imperial destroyer and just like one of the abilities is just let the Millennium Falcon just kind of breathe and attack the ship. Kind of interesting, but yeah, it's probably just going to be a regular ship.
So the event's announced. We'll look at the kit when it comes out. Nothing surprises me on any of this. What do you think about this, Alchie? Anything you want to add, Miss Dumpling, who is Alchie?
Sorry, I had my head in the washing machine.
You had your head in the what?
Hopefully it wasn't. There was hopefully no water in there.
It was filling up. I had to run away so you guys couldn't hear it. What was the question?
Oh,
we just thought about what you thought about the post.
What I think about the whole Millennium Falcon thing?
Yeah, just, that it's going to count,
Well, yeah, I agree with what Finn said about it was an obnoxiously convoluted puzzle process to unveil what we already knew. Like the C-3PO one gave us, through that whole puzzle process, we got the event date, and we got the confirmation about Ewoks and everything, and this was just like a bunch of ship and character names, and here you go, it's a Millennium Falcon. Oh.
And?
Yeah.
Being piloted by OG Han and the new Chewbacca.
I do think that the fact that they're giving us a capital ship to use for the event is interesting. Who said in the chat a little while ago, maybe it might be like Mostef Isley said, maybe it's a Death Star capital ship.
Ooh.
We already got 2 Empire capital ships, so I don't know if
Ranger has an idea. What other capital ship?
You're breaking up and sound like garbage, Finn. Try again.
Any better?
I can't understand a thing you're saying. I'm not the only one, right?
How about now?
Oh, there we
Okay,
go.
there we go.
Okay. So the question I have was, from your end, what other capital ships could they potentially have where you could like control bounty hunters, like something associated with bounty hunters? Because it pretty much has to be tied to like Vader, right?
There's really not. You know, the only thing I could think of was Vader's capital ship, but that's a superstar destroyer. I don't even think they could fit that on the damn screen. You know, anything bigger than that in the Death Star ain't coming into the game. So
well, they're not getting the full capital ships on the screen, anyways, right? Like you only get. Like,
I know, but
of the
it's.
screen
I know,
there.
but you kind of get what I'm saying, right? It's such a giant. I mean, a Star Destroyer is just dwarfed by a Superstar Destroyer, so it's not going to be anything. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't think it's going to be tied into anything about the bounty hunters itself. I just think it's going to be a way for them to introduce a new capital ship, not related to the event or anything, other than them just kind of giving us a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know, here's a capital ship you can use. Maybe it's a new one that we haven't seen before. Totally unrelated to any kind of canon or synergy or anything like that. You know, I think it's just the way they're going to do it. You know, so because there really is not a bounty hunter capital ship. You know, so.
Oh, damn.
What?
Sorry, I just saw the Tiltify pop up on the screen.
I didn't see anything.
Mob Kanata just donated. We're over 4,500.
Yay! We did it, guys. We worked hard and did a good job. Thank you, Mouse Kanata. Who I want to say thank you again for the power supply. So the next time that a car hits one of the things on the road and knocks out power for the whole neighborhood, I'll still be able to stream. No guarantees, because you never know with the Wi-Fi stuff will happen.
So when I get home, we will roll the wheel and give away another prize.
Oh.
Because we broke through that 4,500 milestone, which means that we will that I have to roll the wheel. So I'll do that when I go home.
You know, I'm looking at Loki's background. Loki, you've got a nice background there.
Thanks.
Look at that. It's very, very nice and structured. Just look at his man stuff.
Really?
Look at
I can't see it.
Mouse Kanata, I think, donated to my challenge.
that.
I'm at 500 out of 1,000 now to wearing a silver wig with glitter and rhymes.
If you're going to donate to fight cancer, make sure you have fun with it. Make Finn look ridiculous with sprinkles and all that stuff, man. Glitter, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. Let's make that happen, Captain. All right, let's move on because there's some more stuff I really want to get into. So we have the content update of 1/9/2019 by CG Crumb. Alch, you up for reading some more there, hon?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's
Let's watch Loki smile while you do this.
All right. Hi, Loki.
Can't wait.
Look at Loki just trying to control himself.
All right. Hi, Holotable Heroes. Here is all the new content you'll find after today's update, January 9th, 2019. There's the changes to the Community's Choice Territory Wars.
We'll get into that, yeah.
Should I read that? Or
No, we're going to get to that
skip it?
separately, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to read that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Shard Shuffle.
You mean we could get an Algae rant instead of a Ranger rant? Do tell, Algae. All right.
These characters or ships are now available in the following locations. B-28 Extinction Class Bomber is now farmable in Light Side Battles 6C Hard. This is in addition to that node and does not replace any possible rewards currently available there, which I believe is General Veers. I think.
I'll go look right now. 6C, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's Veers. I farmed it.
There you go.
Yeah. Juhani is now available in chromium packs and shipments. That'll make some people happy. Carthonasi is now available in chromium packs and shipments as well.
You don't say.
And that's it.
Okay.
So they haven't made anybody free to play yet, right?
Not yet.
Well, they made B-28.
Yeah.
Well, but
it's just a ship.
They got
I mean, I'm
14
farming it.
Wow. Now there's like a zillion packs and bundles listed.
You
for
don't
sale.
say, ouchie. What do you mean?
This whole content update
Pretty
is more
much.
just like an ad for packs and stuff.
Pretty much what they do. I mean, the energy packs, the mod salvage, all that is back. The only new ones is, of course, there's the Bounty Hunter Ship Ultimate Bundle Pack.
Right.
There's two of them. There's two of them.
Power up your bounty hunters. Yes.
Yeah. See, so you can get the Ultimate Bundle Bounty Hunter Ship Pack for $59.99, and it comes with what you see. You can also get for $7.99 crystals. You can buy chips, and you'll get between 10 and 100 of any of these combinations and stuff. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, the 4 bounty hunter ships. So that's the big one. I mean, the other ones are the typical packs that we've seen already. Then if you've been in the game like I am right now, flashing the hell out of this energy. I don't need energy, Finn. I wish they quit spamming that on my ass.
Well, I mean, it's useful for the people that
I
actually
know.
spend the money to make it useful. But is anyone else confused by the fact that the packs are listed as January 10th and they're currently in the game?
It's January 10th somewhere else.
Yeah, I know. That's like the weirdest
Yeah,
thing. Like
Finn.
normally they don't. Normally it's like on a different
Stupid
timer
Finn.
than this. Like it's weird that it's in game already.
Hey, more time for us. Yay.
Apparently.
Not apparently, it is. You'll like
Well,
it.
it does. So what does help with that, by the way, is looking at the timer on the packs, because that usually gives you an indication of when the events and everything are coming, right? So the packs are in game. There's currently 14 days and 6 hours left on them, and so that should mean that 1 week from tomorrow, so the 17th, should be when the Millennium Falcon event should be starting, roughly when there's like 7 days left. And so you'll have probably between the 17th and the 23rd, or up to the 24th, in order to complete it. So if you guys are preparing to try and get your bounty hunter ship ready for the OG Millennium Falcon, it looks like January 23rd is probably the date you want to target to make sure that your panic farm is complete.
Yeah. Won't be panic farming. Will not be buying any of this stuff. So there.
Same.
Loki, any? You said you're kind of tempted by the dark side, depending on the kit.
Yeah, I'm always tempted, and I'm a gambler. So
You are.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see. All right, so that's the update. Now we get to the meta report. Hi, everybody. Harry Carey here. This week's meta report is brought to you by Crowbar Lollipops. Hey, Finn, have you ever murdered someone and couldn't get rid of the evidence? Now you can. Knock someone the hell out and enjoy a nice refreshment of candy that you can suck on for hours. The cops will never know because your DNA will be gone. Crowbar Lollipops. And now to the meta report.
God. Oh my god. Okay, so meta report wise, we still have Revan at the top. Nothing terribly surprising there. Still kind of a Traya CLS fight in the second, although I would have suspected that CLS was going to be a little bit higher now. Like even possibly surpassing Traya, but it looks like he's still in third behind Traya. Traya is probably still the more reasonable counter against Revan teams.
Just doesn't hold on defense. That's the problem.
Yeah. So that's why I was thinking that we would see more CLS teams with the C-3PO kind of taking charge, because you're going to probably have the CLS teams beating the Traya teams a little bit more. So, but I mean, nothing really too shocking on the meta report so far. We still have Revan at the top, so
Yeah.
that's all pretty much the same.
Fleet meta report, nothing's really changed there. We talked a little bit about some of the stuff we're seeing, but it's pretty standard.
Yeah, Fleet is still weird. I'm surprised that Endurance is still so low. That Chimera and Executrix are still that far ahead of Endurance, because Endurance is the
Because
dominant
a lot of
ship, but
people
it makes
haven't worked
sort of
on those
offense, defense.
Yeah, people haven't worked on those fleets as much as they did with the Chimera fleet. So
Yeah.
there's
And the offense defense switch, right? Because
Yeah.
Endurance versus Endurance leads to a lot of timeouts. And this one, it helps, I guess,
Yeah, so there's nothing
to
there.
switch to Executive or something.
Anything
Or
about
Home One. Home One is the only one getting kind of like left behind.
it's nothing new to report in the mod report. Now look, the mod meta report's a great report, guys. We just bring it up for you guys. It gives you an idea of what people are using for characters, especially in the different areas of arena and things of that nature. So if you're interested in seeing how you can mod your characters, this is a great source. And then the Zeta report just tells you who's got the most Zetas. Look, it's Luke Skywalker, Finn.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually kind of surprised to see Vader's lead now down at like number 5. There's actually been a drop in Vader slowly over time, which is good to see because that means people are putting their Zetas on other characters. So
Yeah,
Vader's lead now down to number 5.
just doesn't really have much of a place, other than maybe for ships and some other things. So, okay, anything else you want to cover, Loki, Finn, from any of these reports? Ouchie, you as well.
Not for me.
Yeah, same old stuff. I don't know.
Zeta ability statistics based on 48,255,200 Zetas seen. That is an assload of Zetas, guys.
My goodness.
And that's only for people that I think are registered on GG as well.
God dang, that's a lot of Zetas. I mean, there's a lot of people playing this game or have played this game, vice versa. Good Lord.
Well, like 50% of those are warriors, so it doesn't.
Damn it, Warrior. Quit having all the Zetas. All right.
Pyramid is 20 million Zetas.
Jeez. All right, so that's that. Now we get to the meat and potatoes. Community Territory War Poll results. I'll read it out. You calm down. You
Grumble.
go get a nice little cup of some coffee.
I think we can skip most of this. I mean,
No,
we
I want to
really
read
just
it.
need to
No, I really want to
talk
read some of this.
Okay.
I really do, Finn. Because it's time for my feedback. It's time for Ranger J 1999 feedback. Last week was a rant. This week is feedback. You're just going to have to suck it, Finn. Hiya, Holotable Heroes. Hi, Crom. Thank you for all your feedback on the event and for joining us as we experiment with mixing up the Territory Wars formula. So they're saying thank you for your feedback. We're not listening to it and we're moving forward anyway. That's my first takeaway. Does anybody disagree? Because if you look on the forums, Reddit, everywhere, holy burnt down building, Batman. The flames and burning sensation around has been strong. Have you
We're
read?
also not joining. We're kind of forced to go along with it.
Yeah.
There's no like voluntary joining. Like we can either do this or the regular TW. We're kind of being forced. To
I know,
do it,
right?
So
It's like me
I
going
don't know
to.
if this is necessarily joining.
It's like, hey Loki, you want to go jump off a cliff with me? You're gonna go anyway. Yeah, you're gonna go.
Blue.
Yeah, you're gonna go anyway. No, Loki, you're supposed to say no.
Float down though. You know Loki would float. Like you would just fall.
I know.
And, like,
I would
smack that guy.
die.
Somehow
Loki's
Loki would
luck. He would like some angel would be passing by, like, oh, I can't let him go.
float. He
What about-
randomly finds the parachute on his way down.
I know.
Oh,
Hey, this will work. This is an ongoing process that we will continue to iterate on. Okay. The Territory Wars after this one will have a different structure, but we want to let you know that this is something we will continue to change over time and is definitely not set in stone. Shouldn't be going forward in the first place, but at least it's not going to be set in stone. I mean, I guess we take the wins where we can get them, folks. I mean, now the exciting conclusion. Oh my God, I can't wait. And the winner of the community... I love Chrome, though. He does do some cheeky stuff like this. And the winner of the community poll is Bodie McBoatface. Oh, Crumb. No, that's not right, but we have the results of who you want to include in this territory war. Don't worry, we removed all the bot votes for Bodie and Ugnaught. Well, I don't think that those were there. Please note that the January calendar has been updated and the preview phase for this special Territory Wars event will start on January 14th. See the updated calendar here. We've already gone through that. Poll results. The following characters were chosen by the community to remain available for this territory war. Loki, have you seen this?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I don't know what community voted that, but
yeah. Is it just me, or does this seem like this is wrong?
it seems like the community that voted it in is the community that doesn't like territory wars.
Yeah.
So
we got Thrawn, Kenobi, Stormtrooper Han, Hera, Palpatine, Talia, Chewbacca, Greedo, CLS, Kylo Ren, JTR, Old Daka.
It's probably easier to read the ones that are excluded.
Yeah, Baze, Bastila, Boss, Sith Assassin. I just want to say these names because I want this to sink in. Darth Vader, BB-8, Grandmaster Yoda, Talzin, Qui-Gon Jinn, Aurra Singh, Darth Sion, and Range Trooper. These are the ones the community voted to keep. This is what they picked. Ezra Bridger, Count Dooku, Sith Trooper, Kylo Ren, Boba Fett, Herm. Okay, that's what they picked. Unavailable characters. The following characters were included in the poll but were not chosen by the community or Capital Games. These characters will be unavailable for the next territory wars. Jedi Knight Revan, Colonel Stark, Dengar, and HK-47 were included in the poll but were not chosen by the community. Okay. Darth Traya, IG-88, Jedi Knight Anakin, Death Trooper. Darth Nihilus, Night Sister Zombie, Jolie, Shore Trooper. General Kenobi, Asajj Ventress, First Order Officer, Jango Fett. Han Solo, Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, Enfys Nest, First Order Stormtrooper. Did I call this, or did I call this? I wonder, I wonder who CG's going to pick to not be in this one.
awful.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun territory war. Not only do you not get to use Traya, you don't get to use Jedi Knight Revan. Your trooper team's down the toilet because your Stark is going bye-bye. You don't get to use Shore Trooper. Whee!
You know, they blocked out every raid character in the game.
Did they? They did. They did.
So what's supposed to be considered end game content, Traya, Kenobi, and Han Solo are all banned. Like, what's the? I mean, seriously.
so bad.
Here's kind of maybe the bright side of this, if you want to call it that.
What is
the number of impacted squads is somewhat minimalized. Now, I'm just talking about the number of squads that are not the like what the quality of the squad is.
Right.
But I mean, so teams are gone, but the Jedi are still there because Bastila is still available, right? And Grandmaster Yoda is still there, so you can still potentially run a Jedi team. It's just the Revan team in particular.
Well, Jolie's gone too.
Right, but you can go without Jolie. You can use Hermit Yoda on that Bastila team.
Well, you can
still
go.
be fine. I mean, that was kind of the original team that was put together with that. So, I mean, you still have a potential Jedi team. Night Sisters were gutted. Night Sisters were completely gutted. No
First Order was
no zombies. Night Sisters were gutted. First Order is pretty much gutted as well. No Stormtrooper and no Officer. I mean, that makes you're using now Executioner and Fighter, and yeah, it's just not. First Order is pretty bad.
Team was
Imperial
gutted.
Troopers, no Stark, no Jet Trooper, no Shore Trooper. They're pretty much in a bad shape. Rebels are actually not terrible because you lost Han Solo, but you still have CLS, you have Chewie, you can still use Chase. I mean, so you have some things there that you can still kind of play around with it. Traya Lead Sith is gone because you don't have Traya and Nihilus, but you can still run like EP, Vader. You have Scion still available. So there is a potential Sith team that is still there. Bounty Hunters are somewhat hurt because you're losing Dengar, you're losing Jango, you're using 88, but there is a depth to Bounty Hunters that potentially you can still salvage it. Now, again, here's the problem. The number of squads were minimalized, but that doesn't affect the quality of the squads that were minimalized. These are some very highly farmed characters, especially for those with the lowest GP. like the ones that are focusing on the low GP characters, they're kind of gutted. I mean, they're working on Imperial Troopers for like territory battles, right? Imperial Troopers are gone. Night Sisters is one of the main teams that you're working on. Night Sisters are gone. First Order is one of the easiest teams that you start out with crew and everything, and you need that in order to get to Jedi Training Ray. First Order is gone. Like, the number of teams that could have potentially been affected was minimalized, but the teams are in such frequency, especially amongst those with lower GPs, that it's kind of gutted the lower territory wars. Like, I don't know how a lot of the lower guild and lower players have anything really that they want to play with at this point.
I don't blame
them. They're going to be playing with like Gear 5 Jawas. Like, I mean, I don't know what's left for them. And even the ones that have like a team that they can maybe use with like CLS and Han Solo, a lot of them won't have Chase. So for them, the Rebel team was gutted as soon as you lose Han Solo.
Yeah, I mean...
So this is really, really bad. I mean, the silver lining is really only for the upper end, like GPs. So because you still have something left, this is still an awful, awful thing that they've done.
And they're still going forward with it. I mean, the thing that I take away from this is the community spoke loudly. There was some dissent. There's some people that want this, right? But it was super minority. When I mean minority, like there were polls out there, 80+% of people were like, don't do this. They're still going to go ahead and do it because they just think that this is the best way to go. And I think that's sad. I think that's sad. I mean, you know, you're taking in the feedback. No, you're not. Because if you took in the feedback, I read every single post up to yesterday on the forums and Reddit and other places. Just reading these posts, it's like people did not want this. They don't want you to do it. They were asking not to do this. They thought it was a bad idea. Yada yada yada. Now there were some people again that said that they wanted it. But when the vast majority of people are saying don't do this...
Okay. I don't think anybody said they wanted this. I think a lot of people said they were okay with this.
No.
Because we were...
you mean the people before, that... Right? Oh, you mean that are for... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the end was they were trying to change up territory war from monotony. I know, like, Alki, for example, is fine with it. And so there was a lot of people that were upset with it. But even then, like, if their final goal is to change the monotony of territory wars, I think we're not everyone obviously, but I think that as a goal is somewhat reasonable. If you don't want like the same teams being shown on defense over and over again, but part of that is with the meta. I mean, Traya was part of the defense for territory wars before, and that's changed now too. So as you get more characters, that kind of changes naturally. But I think the bigger problem was that they changed what territory wars was, from being a competitive team atmosphere to being something that they quoted as being fun and playful, which I think is ridiculous.
You're right.
And also the fact that, I mean, the means towards the end, I don't think was very thought out. Because here's what part of the problem is going to be. The players that didn't like territory wars are not going to like it anymore because they use less characters. Right? You're not going to bring in a lot of people that didn't like territory wars because now you're going to be like, oh, you can't use your Traya or your Nihilus or your Kenobi or your Han now. Like, so now play territory wars. Like, that's not going to happen. So you're not going to bring in people that didn't like territory wars. So now you're left with the population that liked territory wars or tolerated territory wars. Now, maybe this gets some of the people that tolerated territory wars with the way it was to maybe get a little bit more engaged. But they were already playing territory wars. Like, you're not really reaching out to a new group of players. So what they've really done is just isolated the people that liked territory wars the way it was and now made it worse for them and now made them disinterested in territory wars.
Yeah,
They've made a game mode that people like basically generate apathy towards it.
Yeah.
And that's going to cause problems in the game because what they have like different packs right now in the game. It was kind of funny. They had a Night Sister pack and a kind of a rebel pack, or they call it like a rebel faction pack in the game, right? But in the rebel pack, there's Fulcrum Ahsoka, who's banned, and the Night Sister pack, which I know is for the event, it's not for this thing.
Oh, I told you packs
were, the Night Sister thing going on. But yeah, but Asajj and Night Sister Zombie are gone. So even if they're looking for something for like money-making purposes, like even their packs don't have like full characters. Now, are they going to release maybe full packs to try and accommodate all of these characters that are still available? Maybe. But what kind of crappy pack is it going to be that you're focusing on like all these broken factions? Are you going to put a team that has like Stormtrooper and all the other Imperial troopers that nobody else is really using, since you got rid of Stark, Death Trooper, and Shore Trooper? So, I mean, I don't think they thought this out very well. Whoever came up with this idea is basically going to get people to close their wallet, because any characters you're now working on, and they said it themselves, this is subject to change, but it's also subject to being repeated, that any character you're working on has a chance of being banned in some other game mode. And people are already upset with platoons already making you not able to utilize characters that you've worked on. Like, you can 7-star in Gear 12 a character, but if you're the only one with it in a guild and you need it in platoons, like, most people are going to sacrifice it for that, because for the greater purpose of the guild. But then what the hell is the purpose of Gear 12? Mm-hmm. Right? What's the point of getting a character to Gear 7 or to 7-star? So, I don't know. Loki, what do you think?
I don't know what community voted for these tunes to be removed.
Oh, that was the other thing, real quick, Loki. You do know in that voting thing, you could vote multiple times. People show that it was not a one-time.
I mean, if I was free to play and I just unlocked a lot of these tunes and I wanted to try them out, now I can't use them. So it actually hurts both sides of the coin. You know, us that are, you know, we've been playing the game forever, we like to use these tunes, and then the new players can't even use them. So I don't know who it benefits, honestly. And my concern now is, if they're banned for this territory war, what happens to the next one? Does it still go to a vote? And can the community just keep voting the same group to not show up in territory wars the whole time? Or are these groups exempt now from being voted out, you know, the next territory war? Those are my concerns, and I think it's silly. It really is. I don't know who it benefits. Because the free to plays that were farming these tunes and gearing up these tunes, they're not going to have the other tunes that you can use. So you're going to have some weak territory wars coming up. And I don't know, maybe that's their way of cutting the time down, but at the same time, you're going to lose some players over this. Because now I can't use the tunes that I want, that I farmed, that I watch Game Changers telling me to farm, and it's just silly. I don't know who it benefits, honestly.
Yeah, it seems counterproductive, doesn't it? You know, farm these characters, put out all these videos, spend this money, and then... Are you
going to buy a janky pack? I mean, like, it's like, okay, so now all the packs are useless that they're trying to sell us because the tunes are banned. So you're going to have, like, a janky pack. It's like, oh, here's the Night Sister pack minus zombie, you know, or something like that. Like, who's going to buy that?
It's so crazy.
It will cut down on the time in territory wars, because I'm not going to care about territory wars, and most of my guild doesn't care anymore. Sure. We're probably just going to like put stuff on defense, and who knows about offense. Like, there's nothing competitive about this anymore. Like, trying to get your best against the opponent's best was part of it. Now we're like handicapped in order to, and I know both sides are handicapped, but we're not playing with the characters.
Some will be more handicapped than others, depending on if you had other characters that maybe they don't have from this, especially on the lower tier. Upper tier doesn't matter.
That was part of it, like how you built your roster and all, like how your guild built their roster, how many people had like the MTGP, how you put together teams, like your modding strategy. All of that was part of what made territory wars really, really fun. And I didn't mind the bonuses that they gave to individual characters, the faction bonuses that they gave in the different territory wars, like initially with like the First Order and all of that, right? They gave bonuses and made a strategy on how you can kind of deploy those things in different areas. But this is just, there's no fun in it. No. Like, I don't know what. I mean, I don't know who benefits. There's nothing in it for CG, because I don't think, maybe if the whales already have a lot of these characters that they're going to utilize for this dumb, right? Yeah, they're not really getting anything out of them. Nobody else is going to be working on trying to get, and I know a lot of people hated her, but I like the fact that she's trying to be optimistic. Team Money was trying to put on the stream yesterday with Operation Metaverse and came up with like the different strategies, right? But in all honesty, who is going to go out of their way in order to spend money on trying to gear up Night Sister Initiative? There's more important things to do with regards to just trying to gear up something for one territory war.
Yeah.
Right? It's just one territory war. Why would I want to use any gear on Night Sister Initiate for one territory war versus saving it for probably Revan, who is coming into this game very soon. For Han and Chewie, who are going to be pilots now for the Millennium Falcon, if I'm able to unlock that, right? If I have crystals, why would I not spend it on the bounty hunter ships in order to try and get Millennium Falcon? Like, I don't see what the purpose is for this territory wars other than to basically say, we don't care about territory wars anymore. We know some of you guys liked it, but we're going to use this as a beta test for all of the players, and that's what we're going to do. And any of these changes are probably going to come into Grand Arena. I think Territory Wars now has become the beta for Grand Arena so that we can test on a mass scale some of these different changes and then see how that affects Grand Arena. Because we saw it in leaked images and all of that kind of stuff too, right? When Grand Arena first came out, that list of characters that may be banned in Grand Arena, like that's essentially what this list was. It's like all the meta characters, let's see what characters we can ban from Grand Arena, and then this is going to be the beta test for it. So if you're happy with the way this is, don't just think that this is a territory war impact. Because now they said the competitive game mode is Grand Arena. This is fun and playful. They've said it before, it's the same reason why they're not putting a sandbox mode into the game, which is sandbox mode does not generate a profit. There's no incentive for them to do it, right? The reason they are ruining territory wars is because this is now a beta test. It is their pseudo sandbox mode for them to test out stuff with the players. And this is just getting silly.
Yeah, there's no profit in territory wars either.
No.
That's all it is. I think we said it a couple streams ago. It makes me worry because I think they're going to do away with guilds. Honestly, there's no point in being a guild anymore.
Well, we can start the raids.
If they're going to butcher territory wars just so they can make Grand Arena the thing, Grand Arena is a solo thing. Doesn't involve a guild. You know, those lower GP players that are in in those good guilds, and you got free rides on the raids, and you got a free Trey, and you got free Han, and I don't think they're going to do that anymore, and it's sad.
Algie, I still would like your opinion on this.
Well, I have a couple notes, a couple key points.
Sure, go for it.
One is the in-game message that popped up about this is a joke, because the second paragraph starts, "This upcoming territory war has been created by you," in all capitals, the community. And there's actually a Reddit post. There's several, but one is titled, "Don't put this on us." Like, we didn't ask for this. I don't ever remember anybody asking for any changes to TW. They added the bonuses thing, and that was kind of cute. And we were all right with that, but I don't think anybody said, hey, wouldn't it be great if you weren't allowed to use some of your best characters? So I think that's terrible that it says it's been created by you. Obviously, we didn't pick it. Also, though, and more to the point, how many players of this game, because there's a lot of players, right, didn't even get a chance to vote because they didn't know a vote was going on? There was no in-game message about voting.
Yeah, not most people read the forums.
So today, thousands of people logged into this game and read that, and they're like, what vote? What are you What are you even talking about? They don't even know, right? So that's extraordinarily unfair for them to do something like that. I mean, it's only TW, right? It's only one or two TWs, blah, blah, blah. But it's not the point. It's like, if they'll do it for this one thing, they'll do it for other stuff, right? It's a pattern we don't want to see, start to repeat.
Mm-hmm.
And there was also a message that was posted by CG Sven.
Yeah, I'm about to read that.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that I think is important.
Yeah, go for it. You brought it up. Go for it, Algie.
Okay, so it's in the same thread as the community territory wars results. So it was just kind of like an addendum that says, "Hi everyone, I'm Sven. You may remember me as the designer behind Bastila Shan Fallen. I wanted to provide a little more context for why we chose the groups we did for our picks," meaning the dev picks. "We knew going in that we wanted to avoid overly punishing certain teams. For example, eliminating Bastila after Revan was removed would be more punishing for Jedi than we wanted. We also noticed that the general pattern of community voting was to target some of the most frustrating characters to play against. Of all the characters in the Capital Games groups, Enfys Nest stood out as falling into a similarly frustrating play pattern, while not directly disabling or targeting specific squads. So we decided to keep the other 3 groups. Have fun in the cantina! We'll be paying attention to your feedback as we continue to explore new ways to keep territory wars fresh and fun. So that's awful. They waited to see the community's response before they did their vote, which I think we all kind of feel that they already were going to pick that group that had Han Solo and Enfys, no matter what. It was pretty obvious. But yeah, it just starting to get angry.
Go for it, Alchie. Speak your mind.
No. Somebody else say something.
Well, no. You don't have to get angry. Don't do Ranger, but just continue speaking your mind. We want your opinion on this.
Is there voting results posted anywhere?
No.
Like actual stats?
No.
Like number
No, they didn't post the stats anywhere.
I would really like to
They
see
just get
that.
the results.
I would like to see results, because to have a vote and then not see any returns or returns for the dev voting is a little crazy.
Not very transparent.
I want to see the returns. Somebody else say something now.
I'm disappointed with that too, to what you're saying, Ouchie. Because the fact that they voted afterwards, right? So they started out this whole dev poll thing, like they're going to be voting along with us, like they're going to be playing with us and having fun and doing all that, right? But voting afterwards means that they are trying to vote in order to maintain some balance with regards to the selection. That makes it seem like their votes are supposed to be more important than ours because they're determining the balance and not voting ahead of time. Not to mention the fact that they were originally eliminating 3 groups and then decided they're only going to eliminate 1, right? So we went from their original plan, which was stupid as hell, to eliminating 28 characters to now eliminating 20 characters, which is still stupid as hell. So, and now, instead of doing that, they are now making it so that they were the deciders on how to balance this territory war. This whole concept of a territory war is stupid to begin with. It doesn't need balance. It needs to go back. And this whole concept of fresh and fun, I don't know who they're talking to. Because the people that didn't like territory wars are not going to be more enthralled by having less characters to play with. Why don't we do that in Arena? Let's do that in Arena. Let's just ban Revan for an entire day and see how Arena works. Just for some fresh and fun nonsense. I mean, I don't understand what game they're playing. I don't know what makes them think that they know how to balance this game when half the time their characters are OP as hell. Like, they release Revan, who is a combination of 13 different characters, essentially, and all their best abilities, and then they worry about balance. They're talking out of both sides of their mouth way too often, and then they're trying to solve problems that they created for the community.
Right. We didn't create this.
Game mode, it's just so awful. It's so awful.
We have a problem, but you created it. No, it's your problem. What do you mean? Wait, let's see what had happened was.
Yeah, the fact that they passed it off to us is like the stupidest thing. Like, oh, it's something we decided together, and then the joining phrase in the earlier ones, like, no, we had no part in this. We want nothing to do with this. And I think probably what Loki was saying earlier, like who would vote for this stuff. I mentioned it before. I voted in order to remove Traya and Nihilus because I wanted to break this territory war. I wanted this to be I want Revan to stay in, though. I wanted Revan to be there. I wanted Traya and Nihilus and BB-8 and Thrawn all to be gone. Like, that's what I wanted in order to break this. But this whole concept is stupid. I mean, what's going to happen, and I'm telling you right now, what we're probably going to do is just crap on defense, have everybody join, because we made it like voluntary for people because we were really serious and trying to make sure that everyone attacked and we did the best and stuff. But I think we're going to make it mandatory. Everybody sign up and don't worry about offense. Just throw things on defense, get your points in there, and then just leave it. If you want to attack, you can attack, but just don't care. It's not worth it.
That's precisely
it's too much of a
what we're doing.
hassle. I mean, I don't think they realize from an officer perspective for those guilds that are serious about territory wars how much organization it takes in order to try and get like specific teams for your entire guild figured out, especially if you're not maxed out, trying to go through the rosters and figure out who has what teams, how strong are they, working on the modding ahead of time, where you're going to put those teams. Like there's a lot that goes into our guild in order to try and figure out the strategy for territory wars. I'm not going to spend time to try and figure out for one territory war how to figure out what to do with people that don't have Treya and Nihilus and try to figure out how to compile their system. Like, that's not going to be something that I would expect any officer to put effort in. And if you don't have the officers putting in effort into the territory wars, then the guilds are not putting effort into the territory wars, and you just created a big cluster for everybody.
You know,
so good job in ruining your own game mode at this point, CG.
Pretty much. We've got the big deal Grande Patron who ninja'd his way in. I didn't see him here.
He's coming in.
Yeah, look at him. There he is. The big deal Grande Pappy Patron is here. So Grande Patrone.
How you doing?
How you doing, Grande? Let me go widescreen here and fix this so I can get Grande in there. The shot. Grande, we've been kind of talking about this. Ouchie's very unhappy.
Oh, well, I guess Ouchie can get happy in the same pants she got grouchy in, I guess.
No.
Hey.
I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, at least we're looking at a legendary, not a journey style, so you can get it 5-star.
What are you talking about? We're talking about territory wars. What are you talking about?
He went right to Millennium Falcon. He's like,
Right to the Millennium Grande Patron not paying attention to one damn word we're saying. Grande, take 2. Start from territory wars. The most recent post that we just covered. My God in heaven. Start again, Grande.
I was cooking some chicken. Sorry.
Of course you were.
I can definitely see why she's not happy about TW. I mean,
He started just like the last statement. You're amazing.
No, the last one
I know. Okay. Grande's the best.
We go from I don't agree to I agree on this one.
They said they can't hear you,
Grande.
Grande.
A little bit closer. They're saying you're too soft.
Is that better?
There you go.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. So, they really took the punch out of a lot of teams here. I mean, the only saving grace to this deal is that we're all in the same boat, right?
But we're not.
Well, what I mean by we're all in the same boat is you're not fighting somebody that can use these that you can't, right?
Okay, that makes sense, right?
That's what I'm saying, right? Is so at least it's a quote unquote level playing field. But you look at all the ones that you can't use, man, and some people have put in a lot of time, energy, and effort to get these. A lot. I mean, you're going to take out both Revan and Treya. I mean, and Nihilus and GK and Solo. I mean, it's just like, okay, and then you're like, okay, maybe we could deal with that. But then Night Sisters got and Nest, right? And Jango Fett. I mean, Jango Fett's not even that great, but some people paid a lot of money really recently for him. That's the part that kind of irks me a little bit, right? Is I mean, a lot of people have worked on him recently. I mean, same with Jolie. I mean, Colonel Stark. I mean, how are you going to make a
Death Trooper and Shore Trooper?
Shore Trooper, Death Trooper, and Shore Trooper. So you start thinking about it, you're like, all right, how do you make troopers work, right? And you're like, well, I mean, you start, once you get past that for a minute, then you start going, okay, how would I make it work? But I mean, Dengar's an excellent piece for almost any bounty hunter team. So running bounty hunter teams, even under Boba Fett or under Boss Cleet, are going to be really tough. And so, I don't know. I mean, you're going to end up with a very few synergy teams. It's going to be a hodgepodge, and effectively, it's going to be which guild's theory crafters guessed the best on what they thought might work. That's it. And so winning or losing a TW based on someone's guesses seems a little poor. So I mean, we don't want people to win based on a guess. We'd like people to win based on I worked hard, I spent a little bit of money, I've studied the game to understand it, not okay, here's my guess. I mean, they changed the calendar. I don't know if you guys saw that. They changed the calendar, and I think there's more TWs now than there were before. I was looking at the calendar, and I think they changed it. Anybody else notice that?
I hadn't looked at the calendar recently. No.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
They had to do it for Millennium Falcon, I guess.
I don't know. I looked at the calendar.
Yeah.
I looked at the
They
calendar.
added the last week of January to it because the original one just had like the 14th, and then I think it was like they added 2 more territory
There's
wars on the
4 now.
calendar.
Yeah, there's 4. There used to be 2. Again, we just have the one Grand Arena. What the hell, I mean, it feels like it feels a little bit. I don't know how to say it. Non-consistent, right? We go from 1 month having 4 or 5 Grand Arenas and only having 1 territory war to having a next month where we're like the complete opposite. It'd be nice if we got to the point where we had a little bit of predictability, right? And I'm not just saying. I mean, I get it. You're going to change up the game. You're going to do this. You want a little bit of unpredictability. Events that have been out for a year and a half. At this point, that should be pretty predictable. How many we're going to have, and they're just not. That's unfortunate.
Have you calmed down, Ouchie? Would you like to add anything else? Are you still angry?
Oh, I'm still angry.
Well,
TW is my favorite thing. TW has been my favorite event, and it's mostly my favorite because it brings your guild together in a way that raids don't, right? And although we don't have a guild that makes TW mandatory, like people can join if they want. For a casual guild, once everybody gets into TW, like I turn into this maniac yelling at everybody. Like, you join TW, so now you're going to do what you have to do or you get the whip, right?
Oh.
So, I like
look
that.
Look at the smile on Loki's face with that. Ouchie with the whip, and Loki got a big grin.
And I like it, this is kind of sort of not really on topic, but I like it better than Grand Arena because Grand Arena, you're on your own, and when it starts, it's just you and that other person, and if you mess up or if you don't have the right team, then you're done, right? In TW, you have presumably 49 other people to back you up, right? And you can work together and be like, oh, I messed up that team, and somebody else can come in and be like, don't worry, I'll save the day, and then we all cheer each other, and it's a big to-do in our guild. People with the most defenses win a set of stickers. We use line chat. Don't make fun of line chat, please. That's what we do. That's how we roll. And it's just, we've waited so long for TW to come back, and now it's coming back finally, and it's just all this messed up carcass of what it used to be. And so, yeah, I'm grumpy.
Well, we don't want you grumpy. And the reason Ouchie's not on the screen is because Ouchie doesn't have a camera. Stop saying that in chat. If I could put nothing but Ouchie and tits and the lovely ladies we have on here all the time, I would. All right? First you guys complain you can't see us. Then we put ourselves on there. Then it's like, well, we'd rather see someone else who doesn't have a camera. I hate you guys sometimes. I swear.
Well, I'd need like a mobile camera. I'd need like a GoPro on my head.
Right,
Because
right.
I'd be like doing
the stick thing, and yeah, you did get
yeah,
the
doing
thing.
everything
and,
while I'm talking.
Like, oh, look, Ouchie's washing the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, Ouchie's flipping off Grande again.
I do have a question for Grande, though, because he mentioned something that I find interesting, and so I want to see what his thoughts are. When you mentioned that it's going to come down to whoever guesses on what the best defenses are, right, for who's going to win the territory wars and stuff, I don't know about you. I feel disinclined to even put any effort into the territory war defenses. I mean, normally I'm the one that's putting together the defenses and stuff and looking at the guild rosters.
Sure.
I set up a spreadsheet as you could probably guess, and like looking at the rosters and trying to figure out who has the best teams and what people should put on defense, and then leaving some to the guild to try and figure out what they should put. But I can't figure out why any officer would spend the time if they're really serious about territory wars, and a lot of effort goes into it, right? To try and go through like the guild roster with this many changes for one territory war. I can't figure out the reason to put in the effort.
Is this just for one, or is this for all four?
I don't know.
No, it's just for one.
It's just for this one. So the next one.
Yeah, they said it's just for this one, and the next one is going to have some other kind of
something
fun
different. Ooh, can't wait.
I mean, if it was for 4, that would make sense, right? It would make sense
right,
to
if
maybe.
It was for 4, I would, and I would hate it, but I probably would.
Again, we've had the conversation. Don't ever farm anything just for the purpose of TW, right? You don't ever do that. I guess just go in there and do the best you can. I mean, but I mean, you look at it. You got probably maybe two of the best tanks in the game are out of the game, right? And probably 2, if not 3, of our best damage dealers are out of the game. Maybe 4 of the best damage dealers in the game are not here. So you start maybe
every character is out.
It's bad.
Every raid character is out.
Yeah, every raid character is out. One. I mean, what is it? I mean, what is this going to become? Is this going to become Is this now the CLS JTR show again? I mean, that's what it feels like, right? It's a CLS JTR show again. We've played that game. We've played that game mode before.
Go ahead, Loki.
Right?
Loki, were you saying something?
No, I was just gonna say they got rid of Radon too. So.
Yeah.
CLS isn't even that great.
Well, you still, but you still. I mean, I'm thinking maybe CLS with Churd and Bays.
Yeah.
But I mean.
Yeah, but the other person on that team is typically Fulcrum Ahsoka, and she's out too.
I know, right?
Never
mind. I forgot. I forgot about Ahsoka.
Chewie, Fulcrum, and Chase. Like, there's no Fulcrum Ahsoka. You're running
I forgot.
You're running like Captain Han Solo probably as your 5th on that team.
I used to run that team, but that team's dead too now. So it's like, okay, crap.
I run this really fun team that I created without any of these constraints. That's playful and fun. It's a Zeta Phasma lead with Visas and Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum against like a Sith team. And then 2 other people, depending upon what I used wherever else, but, in TW.
ATF is out though, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that I create that. We're talking about creating different teams and how this constraint is helping us foster that creativity. But this is something that I made up without any constraints, and it's a really fun team because you get all these multiple attacks against the Sith.
Well, not anymore.
This and Zeta Phasma and all that, and I can't even use the creative team the non-standard team that I came up with.
ATF was plug and play. GK was plug and play. Nest was plug and play. So the challenge here is that they've gotten rid of a bunch of the plug and play characters, and they got rid of effectively the best leaders in a bunch of different factions. So you're down to the 2nd best leader in some of these factions, or in some cases the 3rd best leader, or they got rid of the major DPS, right? Mm-hmm. I mean,
or just the major like cog in the wheel. Like Zombie isn't necessarily the greatest tank or the greatest damage dealer, but no Zombie, Night Sisters are over.
Again,
there's nothing. Run a Talzin team.
Auto taunt gone, Shore Trooper auto taunt gone, GK gone. I mean at this point we're without GK, without Zombie, without Shore, you're down to Chirrut and Baze as being the best. Baze is the best taunt left in the deal, right? I mean, if you're trying to come up with teams, and let's go all the way back to the beginning, right? Good leader, right? We have a good leader. We have a tank. We have a healer, and we have a couple DPS characters, or a call and assist character or a support type character. So we're going back to, no synergies and generic leaders.
Yeah.
I mean, we've played this before, right?
We didn't like it.
This is how it was before we had rounded out synergies and rounded out factions.
I know, but
right? When you had
very pigeonholed, very pigeonholed. It was certain characters just because that's really all we had. And if we're going to go way back in the day when we first started playing, this is kind of what it was. There was no synergy, and there was only a few characters you could really use.
I mean, how many day one non-reworked characters do we have on this list? 0. maybe HK, maybe a Saj Ventress. I mean, it's anyway. Like I said, it's really painful, right? I mean,
It's stupid.
what are we gonna do?
I mean,
Ewoks?
we've gone through this now
We've gone-
a lot.
Yeah.
So.
We've spent enough time on it, so
Spray and pray,
Yeah.
ladies and
yes.
gentlemen. Spray and pray. Spray and pray.
Well,
That's
one thing I really worry about, though, is the newer players, the smaller rosters. To be working up in this game and trying to get invested in this game and then putting out a game mode that basically can negate like 50% of their roster, if not more, because these are all like characters that they should be working on if they're actually like building up teams.
Finn,
That's pretty disheartening.
Finn, there's some kind of scratchy noise coming from your speaker.
probably on his
Can you hear
shirt.
me now?
It's
Yeah.
on his shirt. I bet it's his mic on his shirt.
Yeah.
No, it's a separate. Hold on. It's like a separate mic connection thing. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna kill like newer players that have like 50% of their roster kind of disabled in this game mode, and to think that it's going to be something that they may bring back. I don't think older players. I saw this before. Like the whole like people are going to rage quit over this. It's for one territory war, so you really shouldn't like rage quit. I mean, take territory war lightly. Basically, take it as time off. But for the newer players, I think this is an easy way to get them disinterested in the game.
Pretty
To
much,
remove
yeah.
the characters that they've worked on and only have a very limited roster. I know it's hitting everybody evenly, but the percentage of your roster that is disabled is much higher in the lower GP than it is the higher GP because you don't have enough to compensate for it. I think lower GP players are going to have a major issue with all of this, and I think they might be the biggest exodus, if anything, that you may see. I don't think older players will because they have enough to compensate and maybe just deal with it for one territory war. It doesn't set a good precedent for the game.
No, it doesn't. All right. I think we've hit on this enough. Let's get into some fun stuff. So, guys, leave your comments about this subject. Hopefully, your thoughts about it. Keep it
On
constructive.
CG's doorstep. Leave your comments on CG's doorstep.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the forums there's a huge, long forum post. It just exploded. There's Reddit. There's other places you can voice your opinion on this. I mean, I've seen people write, I have never posted in the forums. I have literally created an account to write how bad of an idea this is. They're all over there. So if you really want to express your opinion, it's the best way to do it. So that being said,
I'm really glad I Omega'd Lobot. That's all I'm saying.
Lobot,
He's going to be my droid leader,
the
baby.
Lobot. All right.
No bots in.
No, Finn, you're a bad, dirty man. I hope lightning hits you. Stop it. You don't combine the GoBots with Transformers when I'm doing the Lobot song. It's the last time I'm going to warn you. Why don't you do Hera and She-Ra together? They're Mighty
Hera,
Mouse.
wow.
That's what I'm saying. It's might as well combine. Yeah, just combine them. That's what he's doing.
Well, what about She-Man? We could maybe do that.
She-Man, there you go. Hera,
My
yeah.
little robot, my little lobe.
No. That's even worse. All right, we've got the Twitter responses we need to get to.
That's right. So, the Twitter question was, Affinity is meeting Tis McVenom tomorrow, so what kind of shenanigans should they do? And so who's going to be, who's going to be the decider? Is it going to be Miss Ouchie?
Oh, yeah, this is Ouchie's turn to decide.
This will be my vengeance for not coming
Okay.
to visit me.
So,
Oh!
okay.
Ooh.
So read the question.
Now he regrets
Okay. So the
suggesting
first
that.
one is Ouchie, so she can't vote for this one. But
Well,
it's
no,
very
no.
thin in-
Well, no,
in the
yeah.
sand.
I can give myself a shout out.
Yeah.
I can vote for my own thing.
Yeah.
It's a very thin in the sand. I'm very in the sand.
Barry, okay, gotcha.
Okay, next one says 6 words. McVenom roster review the drinking game. Please live stream it so we can all play along too.
You're gonna remod her whole roster in person.
A drink.
Oh god, that would be pretty awesome. Next one. Next one's just making me sad. Eat Rocky Road ice cream with Ouchie.
Well, that won't be happening.
Okay, Here is the problem for those that you don't know. I can't visit. Ouchie is unavailable in the evening, so I have to like visit her in the middle of the day. That's the problem. Ouchie lives a very busy life, and I can't meet her in the evening. That's the problem.
Oh my
It
god.
makes it very difficult. Because the next response is drive up and visit Ouchie.
Yay!
And bring her Christmas.
I would bring her Krispy Kreme if I was going.
Oh yeah.
Let this be a warning to you, Loki. You better make sure you visit Ouchie.
Yeah, God help you, Loki. Jesus.
Next one. Go to Chapel Hill and take a photo right outside the Dean E. Smith Center. Pretty please. Bonus points for wearing a UNC hat.
Nice. I want to see Finn get
My God, that would
lynched.
kill me.
I went to that school. That's an awesome suggestion. I would go with you to Chapel Hill, actually.
McVenom would kill me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That would not end very well, especially if I wore the hat. That would not end very well for me.
No, it would not. We lost Loki.
Oh, God. Okay, here comes the next one. I propose a road trip to Sacramento, California, specifically to CG headquarters, to deliver the enclosed bronze statue directly to CG devs, along with some helpful advice from a lowly son of an immigrant, Greek oil man, and SWGOH guild officer. And post a picture. Before doing anything playful and fun, how's about we first fix the broken parts of SWGOH CG devs?
Oh my god.
That's insane.
It is sad that they're going this direction.
You know, I just hope it was a great person that just had a bad idea. That's my only hope.
Yeah, it's upsetting. That was it. Let me just do one more check. I think that's everything. One person posted a response, but I don't think has it available for everyone to view it because it's showing 7 responses. I'm only seeing 6. So make sure that if you guys do respond to like the Twitter questions and stuff, you have your settings set up so that anyone can read it. Otherwise, you can't see your responses. So. All right. So those are the Twitter responses. Which is your favorite, Miss Ouchie?
Well, I mean, they're all my favorite. But I think the choice that would be the best for the community as a whole has got to be the roster review drinking game.
I kind of agree with you there, Ouchie.
So that was by Darren C. or Dexstar.
Very nice.
And yeah,
So
definitely live streamed and everything. Absolutely. And then throw axes.
Oh yeah, so we are doing that. We are throwing axes on Friday. There will be drinking and axe throwing on Friday. I don't know if we'll be. Well, I'll try and record some of that, but yeah, that should be pretty fun. God. Okay.
All right, now it's time
for questions.
El Questions. Let
me get these up here. My laptop is definitely slower than my regular computer, so I can try and get to it here. Come on, start loading. Make sure you get your questions in, and make sure you start it with questions so we can see it. Otherwise, the bot won't pick it up, and I won't be able to see it. Okay. Next. Okay. So first question, RC Bormax. Question: has anyone noticed Jedi Revan is not targeting Traya 100% of the time after the update?
I haven't noticed that. No.
I have not noticed that.
Goes for mine every single time.
Yeah, it's still going after mine. I haven't noticed that. Next question from Miss Farquhar. Question: Finn, what happened to your beard? Yeah, I shaved it. Well, I trimmed it. I don't ever like fully. Well, not never. I have, and then I look like I'm like 14. But I trimmed it because I had work stuff that I actually had to go through today, so I had to kind of clean it up a little bit. I'm sure it'll start growing back here soon. Let's see.
Trimmed
Next
his beard,
question.
What's that, Lucky?
I said Grande trimmed his beard. That thing was bushy at one time.
It was good.
Man,
Oh
that
God,
thing-
back.
that thing was
That's how the brand Gandalf's name
I just
started.
noticed all the facial hair on the stream. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. We all have facial hair.
That's why you need a screen share. That way we can make sure it's only 4 people and not 5
Right.
people with facial hair.
Oh. Wow, Grande. Algie, you may do with him whatever you like.
Oh, I shaved the other day. It's fine. I'm clean shaven.
Never mind. She went right with it.
I'm telling you, she's awesome.
All right. Let's move on to the next question before Loki passes out. Okay, Dark Side Ranger Chain 1999.
Uh-oh.
Question, is Zalbar the real deal or is he just hype?
No, he's the real deal.
Yeah.
Him and
Especially paired up with Mission. Damn.
As long as they don't
They're
move him or ban him from TW, he's good.
they are so their team was pretty much unaffected if you use Mission over Ensis, right? So that Scoundrel team, I'm sure, is going to show up a lot on defenses for anyone that's like trying to put up stout defenses or whatever. For anyone that has that, those Scoundrels are going to be pretty useful. Let's see. Next question. It's from, let's see, Caligula Pippin Papadoxacopoulos. Question. Nukin said he was the best, if not one of the top 3 SWGOH content creators. Do you disagree with this untruth?
did he really say that?
I have no idea.
I'm sure if somebody pulled little comments we said, we'd sound like idiots too. You know, you
We
gotta.
take credit for.
I don't know if he would say that on a
To me, it
stream.
I don't. Yeah, I did not hear it, so I do not know.
I know
It's
Nukin
out of
pretty well.
context.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's out of context, man.
Nukin.
I mean, one of the top, sure. I mean, I don't know how many streamers there are.
Sure.
So so Levy, sure, I'll go with it. I have no idea what one of the top means. If you're saying one of the top out of anybody who's ever posted a video on YouTube, probably, yeah.
Can we agree on number one? The number one like non-streaming, just like video content creator, Urban Blaster. Let's just agree.
Yeah.
Urban Blaster is the greatest content
It's
creator.
Urban here. Urban here, then Warrior like a far second. We're behind him.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm great with that. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Urban.
I think even
first.
Warrior would agree. He loves
Yeah.
Urban.
Went and saw the dude to spend time with him because he loves him that much. Urban is the best. I miss Urban. God, I wish
Urban's hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
life would work out for him so he could, but he's a great dad and just a great human being in general that,
What's up, dudes? It's your bestest
This is
bud.
the bestest buddy in the whole freaking galaxy. See what we got here? We got a new light side Revan. Well, that doesn't make sense, but whatever. Let's see what this dude freaking could do. 3 Zetas. I'm not paying for that shit. What is this? All right, I guess we'll have to do some farming. If you've not watched Urban Blaster, please go check out his channel. It is the funniest crap ever. He's the bestest. He's the bestest guy in the world. I love Urban.
Oh, that's true. Captain Obvious mentions Urzatron. Urzatron is really funny too. You see him. He just like does things in game and then just reacts to it. It's like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. Okay, well, let's just see how it goes. It's just really fun to watch. Urzatron is really fun to watch too. Okay, so let's go to the next question from Caligula Pippin Papadoxacopoulos. Question: should I invest in Vandor Chewie for Grand Arena, and when is Red coming back? I'm assuming he means Revan.
Yeah, I am.
Vandor Chewie's a good piece, man. I mean, it's a reviver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a healer.
What's the Zeta?
I understand.
No, I'm just making sure, like, no, like, you just don't farm him, you need, like, this data investment.
Right. But, I mean, it's like Jolie, right? I mean, we farm Jolie. Jolie makes most Jedi teams. Potentially even Jolie makes the team even without Revan. So, I'm going to tell you, yeah, you farm. you farm Vandor Chewbacca.
I agree. I'm doing it right now, so I'm all in like Flynn.
All right. Next question from Hellenix. Question for Ranger. Can I offer the following words of helpful advice to the CG devs? Devs, get your bleep together. No more playful changes. No more puzzles. Make sure the simple stuff in the game works first. Enough of this nonsense. Take some pride in the bleeping product you people release. Seriously. Ranger, do you agree?
Sounds like he just copied me word for word.
It's hard not to agree with that, right?
Minus the bleeps, because I would not have been bleepy.
I mean, you want to make sure you can do the basic stuff, right? And then you go on to being fancy.
Yeah.
I do like the puzzles, though. I just
I think the puzzles are
like process solving it only to find out one thing that we've already known.
Yeah.
Let's get some meat in these answers to the puzzles, like some real.
I like the puzzles. I got to say, I like the puzzles. I can't solve,
I do. I like the puzzles. The problem though is that it takes a think tank of like 10 dudes
I know, right?
that are a little bit super brainiacs to figure it out. So we have a bunch of us kind of waiting around going, oh, that was neat. How'd they get from point A to point B? Like, I literally don't know how they said A and then how they said B. Like, you lost me at the first step sometimes.
As somebody that likes doing it, though, that's the part I love the most. Because there's, like, different threads going on the forums and on, like, Reddit. So, like, I'm trying to, like, solve the puzzle, and then I'm looking on Reddit for, like, who got, like, the next clue, and we're just, like, posting to try and help each other along to the next step. I find them really, really fun. I just wish the result wasn't as anticlimactic as this one was. Because they Falcon.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to maybe have got part of the kit with that, right? Or it was nice whenever it was nice when it came up and it was the video, right? It was nice when it came up and it was a picture of C-3PO. So there were some. It's almost like it needs to be a puzzle that then leads to something pretty awesome, like revealing the kit or like an animation of some of the moves or something.
Yeah. All right. Next question from Sanely Red. Question: did CG forget that they can put ships and characters on dark side battles? Have nothing to farm character or ship wise over there. It's true that the B-28 went light side.
How am I farming dark side right now? There's always something to farm. I
only have Range Trooper and I have Embo and Range Trooper are my only dark side.
Vandor Chewie.
I'm farming gear over there, man. That's it. Where'd they put that freaking Where'd they put that
light side in the Beard node?
Yeah, that's right. So again, I'm down to nothing.
You said dark side or light side?
No, he means so right.
Dark
so
side
right
doesn't have anything.
So right now, a lot of people are probably farming like Jango Fett. That's a light side node.
Yeah, Vandor's dark side, Embo's dark side.
Right. But Xanadu Blood light
Trooper.
Side, right?
Oh,
and then
okay,
IG 2000 light side, and then the bomber light side. So the last 4 items that they've dropped are all light side nodes.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, they essentially got rid of like the Galactic War Store being new stuff, Squad Arena, and then they're just shoving everything into light side battles. I don't understand what they're doing with these releases. It's very silly. It's good for people that are leveling up though, because it's a double node on a character that's at least good because you want gear. So and the gear is pretty decent too. So
I agree.
So benefit there. The notorious BFG question. Remember the last time CG distracted us from Revan with a Wookiee? Anyone else getting deja vu? It's quite possible. I mean, February is coming up, right? Could Millennium Falcon be a distraction for like a Mallet coming in February?
Not
Absolutely.
for me. I'm all in. I'm waiting for those suckers to go free to play. Saving up my crystals. You're not going to get me this time, CJ. Nah, screw you. I'm going to get it, say.
What do you think, Loki? Do you think Millennium Falcon is a distraction for something else?
Um, who knows anymore, man? I don't know what to do anymore. I don't even know how to give it
Look, it's
anymore
like,
because
are we really here?
the ship meta is so bad right now. I don't know. I can't even tell you what to put in to counter what because it's so there isn't a lot of variety in ships right now in terms of the capital
True.
ship. So you're stuck with I don't know. I mean, at first it was who gets Thrawn's ultimate off first, right? So now it's who gets Mace's ultimate off first. You know, is Millennium Falcon gonna? I mean, I guess Anakin's ship was the one that was meta changing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now it makes Ahsoka's ship that much better. But I don't know what the Millennium Falcon's gonna do. I mean, it's got to be Rebel, so maybe it's gonna bring Akbar meta back.
Yep, it could easily bring an Akbar meta back, right? I mean, what if it? I mean, so if you think about it, what if it worked? I think it's probably gonna be one of the best reinforcements in the game, based on what we have for the other two Millennium Falcons. That's my bet.
I mean, I hope they do some kind of I don't know. They need to have something right now. Maybe a cleanser of some sort, maybe something that could dodge. I mean, I don't know. I really can't even tell you like what we need in ships. We need more capital ships. I'll tell you that.
Oh yes.
Is it a distraction? Probably. I mean, is it I can't even tell you. It's hard to say right now because I know Jedi Luke's probably going to be coming. Dark Side Revan is probably coming. And should we save up for those things? You know?
Yes.
So Dark Side Revan, right? I mean, if you're,
February's next month.
February's next month. We've already got a bunch of these. Potentially this ship already works at an unlock, and an unlock only. So if you've got it to where it's 5-star and you're trying to save up crystals in order to not have to blow a bunch of crystals or not having to spend a bunch of money, then continue to save those crystals and just get an unlock this time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And if I'm correct, and it is a better reinforcement than it is a frontline ship, then it probably works at 5-star, just the same way that a 4-star or a 5-star Anakin works, right? At 5 stars on a ship, you can put on both reinforcements, and if you have the characters to gear level 11, you can put the level 8 abilities on. So at 5-star, you can put all the reinforcements on, and at gear 12, you can, or gear 11, you can put all the Omegas on, which means from reinforcements, functionally a 5-star is like a 7-star. Functionally.
Yeah, I agree with you. My Anakin is only 5-star, and all you really need is his reinforcements maxed out, and right. He's good. He's a good ship. So
that again, OG Millennium Falcon should only be a quote unquote panic to 5-star, and after that, it's not a panic anymore. Until we see a kit that shows otherwise, I wouldn't go crazy about it, and especially considering potentially if we do get Darkside Revan next month, right? You potentially have 1, 2, 3, 4 hard node farms that you have to do: Canderous, Juhani, Carthonassus, and Fallen Bastila. Mm-hmm. That's 4, which last time we had 3, and it cost people between $200 and $400. And what we're saying here is that if the farm is that hard, that means you need to have between somewhere, and you want to do it for free, it means you need to have somewhere between 30 and 60K crystals saved up, which means people probably need to continue to hoard crystals and not do anything pushing wise besides a 5-star for an unlock.
Yeah.
And that's only if you're a person that likes ships. If you're a person that doesn't like ships, and come on, there's probably going to be a counter for it, right? I mean, there's a counter now for the Mace lineup. I mean, there's plenty of guys that climb with, they climb with Chimera because it gets its ultimate off first.
All right, next question.
Yeah, so we'll see. I'm with you guys. I think it's not worth it to spend your crystals on anything short of a 7-star unlock character nowadays because they're going a lot more to the 7-star straight unlock. Takedown Games question: did ETA 2 get skipped for free-to-play cadence? Doesn't the Scream event inbound? Thanks. The bomber came before Anakin ship, right?
It did. So it's on pace.
Yeah. I think they're still on the right cadence.
Yeah, they're really slow with certain things, and then they're really fast with others. Like I think the Old Republic characters went free to play right on the money. It was like right on the dot, and we all know why.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting for Anakin's ship to go free to play. I mean, I didn't farm it at all, so
I'm waiting for it to go. I hope it goes on like a Cantina node or something. I'm waiting.
yeah, me too. I'm finishing up Aura, and then I'll be done with Cantina again. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine's Imperial Super Commando, and then I'm done. Next one, What Else 73. Question: does this mean that I'll have to mod my Jawas to put on defense, or should I use them for offense this territory war?
No.
We don't know. I don't know.
Even if you did, you're still going to get your ass kicked.
Do what your guild leader says.
Yeah.
Take all your good mods off all those banned tunes and put them directly on your Jawas. Absolutely.
Do it.
My God.
Yeah. Oh, you can't. They're
I can't.
6E.
Well,
You have to be
can't.
geared 12.
Yeah. So
Sorry. Yeah.
everybody's G12'd all that stuff, so they can't put them. Oh my God.
Have fun with that, too.
Data mine, the Imperial Troopers got bonuses, right? But then now the Imperial Troopers are banned. Right?
Oh, because they never, the data mine is not what we got. We didn't actually get those bonuses. They just wrote some stuff in the code.
Mm-hmm.
For all we know, no, that none of them got any bonus. That's a data mine. For all we know, that was some programmer just theory crafting, typing some junk out in his spare time when he should have been having a coffee break, and it somehow made it into the code. But we've never actually.
Yeah, maybe our next vote. Maybe for the next territory war, we vote on which bonus we're gonna have in game.
Look, I would have no problems voting for a bonus, but we've gone over this.
I agree.
Times. We've gone over so many.
Why am I going to vote on tunes that they're going to take away? That's just dumb. You want to?
Which goes to the next question.
What do you want? You can't have vote.
Which goes to,
Not
yeah.
this
Which goes to the next question, actually, which I think Ouchie will appreciate. From Paul Morgan. Question: how many guilds are going to tease this territory war?
Would you say a plethora, Grande? Well, cheese.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing: is you can't not.
Do you know what a plethora is, Grande?
It's a cornucopia.
That is wrong.
I'm telling you that it's you can't not cheese, right? I mean, how are you gonna? I mean, you got to save some teams for offense, and you're gonna put. And once you've saved 4 teams for offense, what are you left with for defense? You're left with some kind of hodgepodge teams.
So we didn't mention this before. That is another assumption we're making, right? Which is the territories are still going to remain at 25 on a maxed out. We don't know if they're going to reduce that now because they're eliminating 20 characters from your roster, right? So a lower GP.
It's 20. It's not. It's 20.
Well, I mean, if a lower GP guild that loses 20 characters at the top end gets hit a lot harder than those at the top, right? So they might not be able to even fill the teams. Like you may not even have the characters available at that point in order to fill some of them at the lower end.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like at some point they have to scale this down. Elimination of 20 characters is kind of to quote Grande, it's kind of a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal. Kind of a
It's
big
kind
deal.
of a big
Yeah.
deal. It's kind of a big deal. It's why we've been talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how they handle that is also going to be important, I think. Because would it surprise you if they reduced it, Grande? If they reduced it from 25, let's say they brought it down to like 20?
Yeah,
Because
it
they're
would
eliminating.
No. We had 25 and 25. No, they're not going to reduce it, and the reason why is because we had 25 versus 25.
Oh, I'm AFK, phone.
We had 25 versus 25 a year ago when we had fewer characters than we have today, right? And you think about it, when it first came out, almost a year and 2 months ago, or a year and 3 months ago, October of last year, and we got 2 to 3 characters a month. We've added all the characters back to make the difference. again, it's just like it was a year and a half ago, guys. I mean, the characters that
Well,
they removed.
the difference is they're removing the top end of people that have low end GPs, right? The addition, like having less characters, still kept your roster to what it was, but now they're trying to force it by eliminating the top end of your roster, which makes it so like lower GPs aren't in the same position as they were when they had less characters available.
I see the point you're making. They're not going to reduce it.
Yeah. I hope they do, but I'm kind of with you. I don't think they are either, but I kind of hope they do.
I see your point, and I understand your logic, and I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Sadly, I agree. I really hope they do. I feel so bad for the newer players and the lower GPs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, this is just going to anger Ouchie. Ouchie, you want to get more angry?
I can't really get too angry. My son is sitting on my lap playing Minecraft, so.
Yeah, I couldn't get angry.
Well, so I'll read this now because it's probably a good time to read the question. Virga Grande Chingon, question: is Kathleen Kennedy making decisions at CG? I feel like the same crap that's happening at Lucasfilm.
Oh, dang. She's biting her tongue now, I bet on that one. Holy crap.
I did say she was going to get angry.
Oh, man. You know, again, right? Really smart people sometimes make really poor choices. This and this just happens to be some really smart people that made a really poor choice.
There you go.
And you can't kick them down. You can't kick them too much.
I just want to say, it's probably good to just take a look at this breadth and scope of everything that's been done with Star Wars since Kathleen Kennedy took over. You can't credit her for all the things you don't like and then explain away all the things you do, like Rogue One or
I
the Mandalorian that's coming out. You know, all that stuff.
I mean, the same thing too. And and you're just talking about movies. We haven't even scratched the surface of books, comic books,
the Galaxy's Edge thing in Disney World.
I'm telling you,
yeah. New Star Wars theme park.
He's done a lot of stuff, but I think to Star Wars fans, the trilogies are kind of like their sacred stuff, and you can't mess that up. And Last Jedi left a bad taste in people's mouth. I think that's what it all comes down to. It's like the major thing, right?
It's a movie. It's not for your mouth.
The other thing too is, you know, and we can go and critique the movie. She didn't write the script, guys, right? She's not. I mean, you want to critique someone about the movie? Critique the writer, the director, the editor. You know, the film editor. Critique those people. I think. Critique the executive producer if you want to. I think finding one person and calling them the whipping boy, I think, is a little bit, especially on the creative side. She's not. Last time I checked, she's not in charge of creative new content, right? That's not her job, right or wrong? I mean, what's her job?
She's obviously going to have a decision, but she's not the one coming up with them. But she's going to be at some point approving it.
Yeah, she's probably going to say, like, you know, we need to make a new movie and it needs to come out in January. It needs to come out at Christmas time, and you know, make sure that it appeals to both adults and children. Great. Go ahead.
I mean, go look on her. She has an IMDb. Go look at all the movies she's had creative influence on as either an executive producer or what have you. Some of the best movies made of all time. Just go look.
All right. Next question from Molly, and I don't think we got an answer to this question, but just question is: are the banned tunes going to count towards your guild GP for Territory Wars?
Absolutely, they will. I can almost guarantee you they will. Well, let's think about it. Effective.
They said it's counting against the ships, right?
Yeah. No. The ships still count.
Yeah, the ships will still count. I guess I don't know if this is the question. So I think for purposes of like you're figuring out your tier of prizes, your full GP is going to count, right? But what about matchmaking, especially at the lower end, right? Like you might have two guilds that have very similar GPs, but one of them is hit a little bit harder with the result of the excluded characters, right? So are they taking into account the excluded characters for matchmaking GP?
That's a
or
little bit. That's under the hood kind of stuff. I have no idea.
yeah. I mean, the effective GP I think is more important than just like the tiering, right? Because I think tiering you can just include everything, and that's just what you're getting into your prizes.
Yeah.
Like that's fairly straightforward. But
Yep.
the effective matchmaking is already a problem. And now if you're eliminating characters and changing the effective GP, that's already gonna like mess things up. And they're already doing that by not excluding characters that are like 6,000 or lower GP anyways, right? Because
you
they're
can't-
not, you can't use them.
Yeah,
But they still
that's-
count that in the matchmaking. So, but this is kind of a bigger issue because you're eliminating like 17, 18, 20,000 GP characters from people's roster. So I don't know. They didn't say whether or not this is going to impact effective GP for matchmaking, but that is an interesting question, I think.
I mean, considering all the tunes we have that are below what the 6,000 power is it 6,000 that you need for TW?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the tunes below that count for active GP, then I'm sure the ones that are banned probably still will too.
But the impact is so much less, right? Like the characters you have below 6,000 GP, like combined, a lot of them may not even surpass your highest character. Because some of mine are like in the hundreds, not even in above 1,000 because I haven't done anything with them. So like eliminating my Treya has a bigger impact than if you exclude all the people like below 6,000. So
Oh, all right. Next question.
yeah. So answer, we don't know. They didn't say it.
We don't know.
Next question, Rampage. Question, having a hard time deciding who to Zeta next. Either a Gear 11 6-star Treya, the Lord of Betrayal, which is a unique, Mother Talzin 6-star Gear 7, or Jolie's 7-star Gear 12, or do I hoard Zetas and wait for Revan?
Keep 3 for Revan.
Yeah.
I would do Treya's unique.
Treya's unique is nice. Depends on if he's using it in arena or not. If he's using it in arena, then yeah, I'd probably keep it. I might spend that one, but you probably need to keep at least 2 or 3 for Revan.
Yeah. And Jolie's not worth it until after you have Revan done anyway. So yeah, don't bother with Jolie's because like you have them at Gear 12 and like ready to go with Revan. But yeah, I think Treya is worth it, especially if you're using her, especially her unique. I'm surprised they only mentioned the unique and not the leader. Because I don't know if that means that he has the leader already done instead of the unique. I would have done the unique first if you had asked us, like unique first, then leader. But yeah, finish off Treya and then save for Revan, I think is our consensus here. Let's see. Next question from Durgan. Question, does anyone else feel like a Jedi when they use Force clothes on the game? Besides me.
That's funny. That's
All right,
cute.
sorry about that. I got kind of an important phone call I had to take real quick.
No worries.
Life, man, it happens even when you're streaming. Ugh.
All right. Next question, Captain Obvious. Question, when was the last time they updated any of the Fleet, Arena, or Galactic War store? Ain't it about time they added some more relevant characters to farms, as most of us are probably maxed out on those?
You
Oh,
have
man.
missed some information,
Back in the
my
day.
friend.
Back in the day, they said they would not add anything to GW. They
Nope.
would not add anything to regular squad arena. They said they wouldn't. What else did they say? They wouldn't add anything to Cantina. They left themselves open in the guild store. They left themselves open in guild event store. They left themselves open in the shard shop, and they left themselves open in Fleet, I think, didn't they?
No, they said Fleet also, I
Yeah.
think, wasn't getting anything. I mean, they basically just shifted us all over towards guild tokens and guild event tokens for the most part, and then everything else is feeding shard shop. I mean, I wish they would reconsider this. It's getting kind of silly, especially sanely asked earlier. The light side farming is ridiculous. I don't understand why they're shoving everything into light side right now. They need to revisit that, I think. But yeah, that's why you're not seeing anything, and I wouldn't expect anything anytime soon based on what they said.
Did we lose Alchie? She's been kind of quiet. I know I just got back, but is Alchie still there?
No, she was talking. Mhm.
I just was talking.
Okay, you've
Yeah.
been very quiet, Algie. I mean, you got to keep talking, or Loki will lose interest and leave the stream. I mean, look at that punum. Look at that guilty punum. Look at
All
him.
right. Next question.
Next question from Nicolau Nerio. Question: if you were to recommend a solo team for each phase of the tank for new players, what would the ideal teams be to focus on?
Not
So you could solo P1 with Zeta Finn, C-3PO, BB-8.
The new
OG.
player won't have that, right? That's the,
Yeah. Actually, you
Oh.
could solo P1 with CLS and OG Han.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
actually.
Yeah,
You can
that's
two-man that.
That's relatively new player. You know, and it's only two characters. They're a little bit difficult to get, but you could manage to make it work. There is a way to do it with Tebow lead, and there's and remember the counting, the way to count to 7.
Some old school teams are
It's
coming
some
up with
old-
right
yeah.
here, man. Have you tried the Vader?
Yeah. I mean, you could, if you're, the thing is that you have to say, okay, is it easier to get a full solo team, or is it easier to get a team that could solo each phase? Because is it easier to get 20 characters, or is it easier to get 5? And the idea here is that it's probably easier to get 5 and solo the whole thing than it is to get 20 to solo each phase. I mean, we're not going to tell you to
But
go
they're
get.
waiting on C-3PO again, right? And now we have to wait again for the C-3PO event to return.
I mean, yeah, but the other ones are going to be Wampa with Hermit Yoda and BB-8 again. You gotta wait again. You know, we're gonna put Thrawn on the team. You gotta wait again, right? So you're gonna try to make a team without legendaries and without heroics. Sure, we could do it, but whenever we do it, we're gonna tell people to do stuff like you need First Order Officer and Barriss and
Listen,
Old
Grande,
Ben.
you're going to use Ugnaught Cup,
I'm
scoundrel,
yeah, because the
and
others
you're
have been
gonna
banned.
and you're gonna like it.
Because the others have been banned.
See, I think Finn did this. Finn
voted on it.
Finn
banned
created this whole situation because he wanted to use that team with Ugnaught and Cup and all this other crap that's out
Hey,
there.
old deal with Ugnaught worked really well. in
No,
phase
it
3.
didn't. You're a bad man. Shut up, Finn.
We're gonna give him Turpentine.
Oh God,
Well, so
Turpentine.
he's saying solo, right? So if you
Turpentine, yes, Turpentine.
So actually, interestingly enough, I went into the heroic AAT the other day with Turpentine, but instead of one of the tanks, I replaced it with Treya in order to put Isolate on the B droid, because then Emperor Palpatine is healing every time he attacks, and you can go so much longer. Like, you just put it on auto basic, and it just keeps on going and going. Like, he'll still eventually get a turn in, but you can get so many more attacks in with Emperor Palpatine because he doesn't die. It's ridiculous. But I think in terms of soloing, right, I don't know if you can do it with, I'm essentially guessing like 12 characters, because you can do CLS and Han for phase 1. You do need to escape CLS, and then you can do like Vader, Wampa, CLS, BB-8, and Thrawn.
New player's not gonna have Wampa, right? I mean, imagine.
Well, it depends on what you're classifying as new, right? Because whoever the new player is at AAT status. So hopefully they're at the point where their roster is like up to that. So you should have Thrawn, right? Because you should have worked on your Phoenix earlier on. So Thrawn should be there. You should have worked on your BB-8 because it's First Order, and First Order is like one of the first stuff you start working on too. The Wampa does become a question. So it's fair on the Wampa because you may not have the
me
Gilded
some
tokens.
Wampa.
And
God, I love.
I do, but I still think it's probably better to farm Hermit Yoda.
No,
early.
Hermit Yoda. But once you go and you get Wampa into these raids,
I haven't
my God, when you get the bayonets on him, it's just like watching the Hulk with Loki and Avengers just go in there and wreck house. It's I just put it on and just stare. It's so brutal. Just more damage, 100, 200, 300. Like, wee! Look at the tank raid go down, nice and quick, and I don't have to
he's
sit there
saying
forever.
The new player in question started a month ago.
Oh,
You're not
God.
going to solo each phase.
You're not even.
There's no solo.
No,
Are you asking for a friend? Because let me tell you, you're not
a
going to be able to.
friend.
You're not going to be able to solo that thing for a while, buddy.
Yeah, you said solo, like a solo team, like trying to solo stuff, and that's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
if he said he's
Default-
working
you're-
towards
you're-
CLS or wondering about teams he can use in the raids, you're just going to look for max damage teams. That goes back to old school stuff. CLS con if you can in the first phase. You're looking at droids in phase 2 if you can work on those, but you probably shouldn't be working on droids anyway. So it's probably like first order.
No.
First
order.
I'm
phase
gonna tell
3,
you, your friend that's-
Serpentine, phase
Yeah.
4.
your friend that started a month ago needs to do the pillar system. That's
Great
really,
point.
That's really where your that's where
Don't
your
worry
friend
about
that
raids.
started a month ago. Your friend that started a month ago needs to work Phoenix. Your friend that started a month ago needs to work Empire. They need to work First Order. They need to go through the whole legendary tree, heroic tree of
What
characters.
about the pillar? You know, we haven't talked about this. We do need to do another video about this. The pillar system incorporating Old Republic is one of the priorities.
They absolutely have. So if you
know?
there's a pillar server, and so if you go to the it's called the farming roadmap server, and I'm going to tell you the farming roadmap server is very, very good, and they update this relatively frequently. So I'm going to tell you that without a doubt, you look at it and it does show you multiple different things that you should be able to kind of work on to make it better. That's done by Psycho. Saitor, sorry, is the guy's name who runs that. If anybody wants to kind of look at that, but every new player we get that's under 1 million GP, pretty much we tell them this is how you need to start. Start with running the pillars. I mean, you can't beat getting a character for no additional charge and for no additional effort at 7-star, and so that's where you need to go. Nico Nero wants me to pass him a link.
Sure.
I will.
You see, Graham, what does Harry Carey say? Hey, I've got a great pillar system. Started at first base. Mark Grace. Get Gracie in there. Boy, he could do a lot of damage to your lineup. Wait, Star Wars? We're talking Star Wars? Oh.
Speaking of which, though,
I don't think Luke Skywalker hits the ball very good.
We have to redo our comprehensive new player guide for
We do.
2019.
We do. Man, I'm
'cause ours
telling
is
you.
updated.
We do a new player guide. Again, right? I mean, new players need to focus on arena and ships.
And Older Public. They need Older Public now. Faster to Revan, the faster to the top. No.
Golly.
All right, next question, Notorious BFG. Question, if ETA 2 is on schedule and Sith ships are possibly ahead of schedule, could this mean an incoming Sith capital ship, potentially a Thrawn-style event for Sith month?
Could.
What Sith capital ships are there?
There's a ton from the Old Republic era. Sith. I mean, if you go back to the, you remember those cinematics they did for the Old Republic game with, they're kind of like destroyers. It's Empire-looking ships. They look different in their design and stuff, but they're still capital ships. That if you go back to the Old Republic cinematics they put out there, you see the different style of capital ships. There's a ton of them from the Old Republic that they could throw out there.
Do we have any of the pilots in the game though? Like, would it be like a Treya? It wouldn't be like a Treya capital ship.
It would
right?
be.
Or, that would be a raid. That'd be interesting.
Revan had one. Malik had one. Some of the other Sith had them, like Malgus. Your upper end Sith, council had them. They were kind of your fleet. They would just become your fleet commanders and stuff like that. So, it's possible that they could use one of those ships. If you remember from Knights of the Old Republic, I mean, that's how Revan started down his path, because he got betrayed and got shot up in his capital ship. So there's a lot of ways they can go with that.
I mean, the main thing is they would need to have the pilot in the game, right? As I see Sanely and Grin saying the Ravager for Nihilus' cruiser, the Ravager. Yep. So I know there's some. It'd be pretty interesting if they do introduce a ship for Sith.
Man, again, right? I mean, you gotta have so many. I mean, we have so many characters. I mean, what are we gonna get? We're gonna get Slave 0.5 instead of Slave 1. I mean,
Yes.
How many Sith ships do we have now? I know we have Sith Cypher, we have the B-28,
Uh-huh.
4.
and we have
Assassin.
Scimitar,
Maul Invader.
Maul Invader. Oh, so we're at 4, the same number that they're using for Millennium Falcon, right?
And
So,
one
yeah.
of them just went farmable, right?
The last one. Now all of the Sith ships are farmable.
Right.
That are
Which
in-game.
means now in February for Sith month we could get Darkside Revan and we could get a Sith capital ship.
Yeah, that's a good call there. Start farming your Sith ships is quite possible with February coming up.
Was Revan's ship considered dark side
Yes.
at that point?
Yes.
Okay. And
He-
he-
I
Yeah,
mean,
but our Revan is only light side.
Well, Jedi Knight Revan obviously led capital ships fleets for the Republic, right? Especially during the Mandalorian War. But that's when he started flipping to dark side immediately. So, but when he came back as the Lord of the Sith, he definitely had from the Starforge his own capital ships and stuff. Him and Malik, so that would make more sense than Jedi Knight Revan having one. I don't know one if that pops off in my head that was his capital ship. I mean, someone probably tell me, but Jedi Knight Revan itself just throws me off. So,
All right. So next question is from Nikolai Nerio. Question to Ranger: when are they going to add metachlorian levels to the game?
Oh dear. Why'd you read that question?
Right after Darth Jar Jar. Right after we get a Darth Jar Jar game.
that question's so wizard, Finn.
We're gonna get first. We have to get little Annie, right?
Master, what's metachlorians? They live inside me?
Okay.
All right, next question from Ringo. Question: Grande, are you ready for the OT Falcon, or will you have to wail out if not ready?
Nah, so I'm 6 shards away from Xanadu being done, and I'm 60 shards away from IG 2000. So I'm ready to go.
There you go.
Grande.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned it earlier. I'm like 5 shards away from getting IG 2000 to 5-star, and then I'll have all the bounty hunters at least 5 stars. So I should get the 5-star unlock. I don't expect to get anything higher.
I'm not planning on getting anything.
I know. All right. Let me see. I think this is the last question. Let me just double check here.
Is it?
Yeah, it does appear to be the last question. Question from Hellenic. Did you know that the style of music played in most Ice League Cantina is called jizz?
No! No!
That's an awkward moment.
No, that's actually factual, Grande. You missed that part, but no.
It's true.
No.
It's music.
No, we're not talking about it.
Trivia.
We're not talking about it. We're not bringing it up. Next
The
thing.
genre of music is called jizz. Like jazz
What
with
did
an
I
I.
just say,
Yikes.
Finn? No.
Yikes.
That's
Yikes.
science. That's
Yikes.
Star Wars science right there.
And I don't. I
That's
get
a
one
question.
of these like blink, blink, blink. Okay, blink, blink.
Just because it's true doesn't mean it needs to be spoken. Jesus.
Kinda does.
No, it doesn't. You're a bad man, Finn. That's why you're closing us out tonight. Go for it.
Wait, we didn't get Algie's opinion on the question.
I don't want Ouchie's opinion on this question because I'm not going to do that to her.
She's just giggling. Algie, do you like?
We're not talking about this, Finn.
Mm.
That was the greatest question ever by Stanley.
Hey, Helen X says for you to read part 2, Finn. Apparently,
There's a part two.
apparently, there's a part 2 to his question.
Oh.
Well, because he said visit Hellenick's YouTube channel to watch the video confirming this, straight from the mouth of the CG spokesperson, Mr. Midel Finger. Shameless self-promotion. I didn't read it.
Yeah, not going to.
Yeah, I see that about the pillar system.
Yeah, Warrior is working on a new pillar.
Warrior
system.
is working on the pillars on the there's going to be a basic and an advanced. Yeah, there has to be. There's too many factions you need now in order to get all of the legendaries and the heroics.
All right,
Loki,
Loki,
you missed. Loki, you picked a perfect time to have disappeared and come back. Don't ask.
I won't ask.
Loki missed the giggle. All right, so this is our RSG Wednesday night stream. Thank you all for watching. We go over Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Oh, we got to do the Patreons.
Oh yeah, the Patreons.
Oh yeah, you're gonna bring that up.
Yeah, these are our these are we appreciate all our VIPs and people that support us, but these are our gold Patreons. Just want to highlight their names again because they go above and beyond a little bit to support us, and we want to make sure that they get special recognition. Now we can go on to the ending part. Finn, please do the honors.
All right. So this is our Wednesday night stream where we go through the news and notes from the past week and give you our thoughts and opinions on what you can do to prepare for said upcoming week and get ready for all the events. Like this time will be the OT Falcon that is coming up. So we do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we've done so for 134 straight weeks now. God, we can do this a while.
We're going
134 straight. So that is our Wednesday night stream during the week, Monday through Friday, starting at noon Eastern. We have the RSG lunch hour where we go through some roster reviews in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We answer your questions, just have some fun and try to entertain you guys during the doldrums of your work days. Seems like they're getting closer and closer to like 2 hours, but we try to keep it to 1 hour. But you guys have questions, so we answer them. And speaking of questions, on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we have the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Jedi Academy, where we have a panel of YouTubers such as Warrior from Warrior Presents, Team Money and Good Old Maurice from Operation Metaverse. We have Jedi Master Adastra, Ramona Zopp. We have a great group of people there that will answer your questions about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for 2 hours. So you come with the questions, we provide the answers. That's simple. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And then we have some other fun stuff as we're branching out into some other games. On Tuesday nights, we have our PC gaming, which will return this upcoming Tuesday. So Tuesday night PC gaming, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is our typical start time. Sometimes we start at 9, just kind of depending on everyone's schedule, but typically 8 p.m. Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Dungeons & Dragons with Ranger as the Dungeon Master. And we have a bunch of other stuff that we're trying to do, Heroes of the Storm. We have a new mobile game that we're also looking into, so be on the lookout for some videos on that, so you guys can join us in that as well. Make sure that you guys subscribe and hit the little bell so you can get notifications of whenever we do a live stream, as we are primarily a live streaming channel. And give us the thumbs up, let us know that you like the content, and please feel free to post any comments. Constructive criticism is always accepted. Please be constructive, though. And that's it.
Yeah, real quick. People have been asking me about Battlefront. We've got a lot of the stuff. I want to do it in HD and bring you guys the best quality we can. I need a different screen that we're using right now. We've got it working. It's just that it looks funky with the screen that I have, with everything, with the Xbox and everything. So as soon as I know a screen's on its way eventually here, that we will be up and running Battlefront again. So I'm just trying to get to where it looks good. We tested it the other day and I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. It looked weird. It looked like we were watching a movie in bad quality. I was like, no, I don't think that's going to work for the fans. So we are working hard on that. This is stuff we use what you guys contribute towards. We use it right for getting better stuff. So just want to give an update on that.
Also, I I want to forget, we just started this. We had the inaugural episode 2 days ago. On Monday, we're planning on having Sanely Red Gaming on Monday.
That's true.
So Sanely did Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh my
this
god,
past
that was
Monday,
funny.
and you'll be playing different games and stuff too. He played around with the Farquhar character, which was really fun, and was getting destroyed by Kirby, which was even better. So
Well, you
it
enjoyed
was
that
really fun
too
watching
much.
that.
You enjoyed that way too much, Finn.
I love Kirby. Kirby is my favorite.
No,
character.
the fact that Sandy was getting Raffle stomped and you were encouraging it.
Like Kirby, it was because
Like,
he was
yes,
rough
more
stuff
death
like
for
Kirby.
Sanely. Suffer
More! I
more.
wanted him to fight Kirby some more. Or fight Kirby with Farquhar. That would have been funnier. So on Mondays we're also going to have Sanely Red Gaming as well, where he's going to be playing different games. He's so far done streams for us for Hitman 2
Yep.
and Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, so be on the lookout for that as well. Again,
And we are
subscribe, hit the bell, so you guys will get notifications whenever we get
And we are looking to get a Twitch thing going, guys. Quit asking me questions about it. Just want to throw that out there too. So it's coming soon. Soon, TM. Stop sending me messages. Love you, but stop it. All right. So I think that covers everything. So everyone have a great rest of your night. We'll see you tomorrow for our lunch stream. Be cool, be safe, take care of one another, and we'll holler at you later. Peace.
Boom shakalaka.
No, Grande, that's not how we're ending the stream. Stop it. Shame on you. That is not how we're ending the stream. You be quiet. You're on a time. Go grab your crayons. Go to the corner, Grande. We're on a timeout.
Oh, yes, Dad.
All right. Now we will end the stream. Everyone have a good night.